And we are... Hello. It's Saturday again. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Demiplanes and Doodles. It's a art stream that is hosted by myself, Vic, and Lynn, who is somewhere in the aether.
Over here.
Over that way. Just make a left. So, Saturday. I have absolutely nothing prepared to say other than I'm going to drink my...
We usually have a Google Doc, but today is not one of those Google Doc sort of days.
Today was a day where we decided we're going to just wing it. There's no Google Doc today. We're going to just...
Workforce.
We're going to let this organically flow as best as we can. So, hey guys, welcome in. It's Demiplanes and Doodles time. We're gonna be drawing some art that you suggested, especially if you're part of a specific Discord that is related to one of our announcements. So, Lynn, there was a thing that was sent out to Patreon supporters Friday?
Yes. So, if you're part of our Patreon for the Alistair webcomic that Vic and I are creating together, you would have gotten some extra bits from the comic. So the Bro Paladin tiers, that is the $1 tier, they actually got some sketches from the next comic, and then the next level up, I think it was the Devil tier that got the next one, was a preview of the next week's comic. It was fun. It was a good time.
Yes, it was.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
Feel free to back us in this crazy adventure. It's on Webtoon. It gets uploaded on Webtoon every other Monday. And if you are part of the patron squad, then you guys get it every other Friday.
Yep.
A little bit beforehand.
A little bit beforehand because you are extra special like that.
Yeah,
and special. And speaking of Patreon, so if you are a part of our if you would like to join our Patreon, you can do so as subscribing for as little as $1 a month. You get extra features like works in progresses and like special sneak previews of like next chapters for Alistair upcoming. Sometimes we'll release character profiles. We'll have some fun little art. We have the Zesty tier for those zesty individuals.
Yes.
That like to see things that are not Webtoon friendly.
They'll be coming more into play later on.
Much more into... Oh my god. Oh man. Zesty tier is going to get so much fun the farther on we go. So, yeah. So if you want, you can subscribe. And with that, you also get access to our Alistair Discord, where we have basically crafted a fun community for people to hang out with, share art, share memes, talk, roleplay, and just share pictures of heckin' good doggos. I know, I share mine on there a lot. So
you do. I always love Champ.
Champ, he's such a good boy, even when he's not being one, because he was trying to bark earlier, and he knows he should not be doing that when I'm recording, but he likes to try. But yeah, so speaking of Discord, along with that, you also get input into what we draw for our Demiplanes, and so all of our good bros on Discord have suggested we draw something related to magic, so here we are. We're drawing magic. We're drawing characters related to magic. We're drawing, as the title suggests, wizards, warlocks, sorcerers. Oh my!
And Vic is going to attempt to explain to me what a magical girl / boy anime is.
Because that is going to be definitely a conversation topic at some point.
Yes.
So.
We're putting them in sailor suits at some point.
It's gonna happen. We're gonna do it.
It's already happened, technically, but we're gonna do it again.
Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead and throw us into the Demiplane so that we can... You guys can see what we've been working on up to this point. And throwing us in. Bop.
Excellent.
So,
and yes, Boisterous Bard, we are going to be talking about witches.
Witchcraft, magic systems. If we're gonna talk about building a magic system, either for a game, for original stories, comics, etc. Just fun, creative stuff. And as always, you can feel free to chime in. Feel free to give us suggestions to draw, as we always love those.
Yes. And as you can see, we were having a lot of fun playing with layers today.
We wanted to get extra. We wanted to get extra fancy today. We wanted to experiment.
Yeah. So we're doing the best we can.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Right. So. I'm gonna go ahead and save this, because, yeah, I felt like drawing, I like Sonya as a character, for sure. For those of you that don't know, Sonya is classed as a wizard technically she's a witch, but, she is a wizard class in the, Divine & Conquer's, Hogwarts Preparatory, D&D game that plays Wednesday nights at 6:30 Central. You can always go check her out. She plays a divination wizard. So I save this for a hot second.
A divination wizard was such a cool thing. Isn't it like you can re-roll stuff, right?
Yeah. So for divination wizard, essentially what you can do is you can roll at the start of your day. You roll 2d20s, and you write those numbers down, and you keep them with you. And at any point in the game, you can decide, I would like to use that number for a roll. But it would be for a roll that you know that you have not rolled before. So if you're going to roll say if the DM's going to have you roll a insight check or something, and you'll be like, I choose to use the number I rolled earlier today because I foresaw that I did this. And so you just swap the number out.
That's super cool.
So say you like literally, so at the start of your day, say by some miracle you roll a nat 20 and you're like, I'm fucking keeping that shit. And so the DM will be like, okay, roll an insight, and you'll be like, natural 20, take it or leave it.
God. Can you only do that for yourself? Like, you can't give it to anybody else?
You can only do it for yourself because it's essentially you're divining what you're doing for the day.
Got you. You can't divine for other people.
Oh, you can also select to use that enemy number for enemies. Correct. Thank you, Shortbeard, for correcting me on that. Yes.
Okay, so like if you roll a real crap number, you can actually be like, no, they don't. They actually roll this.
Yeah, the enemy rolls a 15 to hit you. No, they fucking don't. They rolled a 3.
The cards.
The cards say you're a punk bitch.
Yes.
Yes.
And I have my player's handbook out so we can look at the different schools of wizardry.
Schools of wizardry. I love it. All right, I have my thing saved. Did we want to keep this up for a bit, or did we want to start drawing stuff?
Oh, we can go to the next one.
Okay, sure.
Here's a fun thing. We all know our Harry Potter Hogwarts houses.
Of course.
So what different schools of wizarding in D&D would you put each house?
Well, I mean, technically, in all technicality, in the world of Harry Potter, if you're playing it by D&D rules, technically everybody is a sorcerer because they are born with magic by some means.
I'm not saying that. I'm saying the School of Abjuration.
No, yeah.
What house would that be?
Probably, I feel like that'd be a Ravenclaw thing. I feel like that could be related to Ravenclaw.
Jeez.
What?
I'm reading the School of Abjuration, thing. It says, for those who are not reading what I'm reading, the School of Abjuration emphasizes magic that blocks, banishes, or protects. Detractors of the school say that its tradition is about denial, negation, rather than positive assertion. Jeez. So they're a protector school?
Yeah, so it's basically you're doing protections, buffing, debuffing, and et cetera, et cetera. Also,
I could see that being a Ravenclaw for sure. What are you making?
One of my favorite spells.
Bless you.
Oh, cat spell.
One of my favorite spells that ever existed.
Oh god, Grayson doing that counter spell just gave me a high. I can never match
isn't it
again,
so
I don't
good?
think.
Isn't that so good? I love doing that.
Oh god, that was so much fun.
Hold on.
It's like, well, I didn't know if he's doing a thing. Yes, he's doing the thing. Okay, counterspell. Yes.
Oh god, where'd it go?
You were on the wrong layer. I was deleting the layers we weren't using.
You... Okay. Thanks for the layer check.
Hold on. There.
No, it's fine. I got the layer check. I understand.
Take it. I can take it away again.
Just take it
Look,
away.
it's
It's fine.
magic.
No, it's fine. Take it away. Just counterspell it.
Well, I can't now because I can't undo any further.
Fine. I'll take it away myself. Yeah. Damn it, I'm on the wrong layer. No.
What are you doing?
I need a layer check.
Hold on. I got.
What layer am I on? Got it.
What is happening? There we go. Okay.
That's the kind of night we're having.
We need to do a layer check thing for Twitch because Lord knows we need it.
Yep.
I just received a vibe check, to be real.
Oh well, there you go.
So that's yeah, okay. All right, so magic wizards. So talking about speaking of lizards that have legs. What's wrong, Grayson?
It's just
Oh.
there. Angry.
Here, he forgot his Hogwarts robe.
God, he would be such a Slytherin.
That's exactly the colors I was picking.
Great.
Yeah, so Hogwarts houses.
My father would hear about this.
Dear God. I have yet
My
to use
mother
that.
will hear about this.
I have yet to use that line for Phoebus. I might one day.
You might have to.
Yeah, so yeah, definitely Abjuration would be Ravenclaw.
Evocation.
Evocation, that's such a Gryffindor.
Yep.
That's a Gryffindor school for sure. They're all about them big loud spells.
Yeah, evokers find themselves in military forces, artillery, blah blah blah. So yeah. Boring.
I'm reading the chat right now, and Shane quoting Grayson. My mother will hear about this and laugh at my misfortune.
Yeah. Someday I'll be a powerful conjuration wizard, but right now all I can conjure is disappointment.
Oh. So evocation. I feel like illusion. No, excuse me. So we have illusion.
Yeah, illusion.
We have illusion. We have enchantment, and then we have
Transmutation.
Transmutation. I was trying so hard not to say transfiguration. I'm like, nope, that's strictly Hogwarts.
Illusion is study that magic that dazzles the senses, befuddles the mind. Hufflepuff. Like straight up.
Just straight up Hufflepuff.
Yeah, it's you focus your studies on magic that dazzles the senses, befuddles the mind, and tricks even the wisest folk. Yeah. Necromancy, obviously we all know what necromancy does.
Yep.
Raises the dead. Slytherin, probably.
I would disagree on that one, I feel. Me
What would you
personally.
say?
I don't know. Me personally, I disagree on necromancy being the Slytherin one because it's... I kind of wanted to, like, play into, like, maybe, like... I feel like enchantment might be a Slytherin thing. Me personally, I feel, but this is my own personal feelings on Slytherin as a house. But,
What are your feelings on it?
Because, like, I feel like immediately, like, it's aligning, like, the dark art with Slytherin, because Slytherin is known for having dark wizards and et cetera, et cetera. So I try not to immediately make that judgment call. So I feel like enchantment might align more with Slytherin, especially with, like, some of the spell casting that goes with it. Because it's... I mean, read it. You can read it off.
I'd say necromancy would align with Slytherin, not because it's evil, quote unquote, because I don't feel like necromancy is innately evil, really. It could, it has its uses, and I also don't think, people who are housed in Slytherin are all evil either. I think it's more of like, I have the resources to do the thing, so I'm going to do the thing. Doesn't mean it's evil. I think they're more opportunists.
That's fair.
Wait. Sometimes it's for their own personal gain, but whatever. It's fine.
It's fine. It's fine.
Who are you making over there? Oh, I see. It took me 2 seconds. I saw the hand. I was like, oh.
You didn't see the sleeves first?
I saw the ankle boots first, and I was confused. I'm like, who is this?
He's a Hufflepuff, as said by Rosette.
Transmutation are spells that modify energy and matter. To you, the world is not a fixed thing. Blah blah blah. You wield the raw stuff of creation and learn to alter both physical forms and mental qualities. I feel like that's Ravenclaw too.
Yeah.
So angry. And now he's so nervous. Oh gosh.
Nervous boy.
Let me find enchantment. Conjuration. What would conjuration be?
Conjuration. Oh. Maybe that's the Slytherin one, but
like...
that's because Grayson's in it.
That's because of Grayson. See, now you're breaking your own rules there.
I am breaking my own rules.
I feel like conjuration would be a Hufflepuff thing.
You just conjure a teacup out of nowhere.
To fuck with people.
Just to fuck with people.
I feel like it would be either a Gryffindor thing, because they can like get like elemental beings to assist, like kind of rally the troops, leadership kind of thing. But also, I feel like Hufflepuffs like just want to conjure things to mess with people.
This is very fair.
Yes.
I feel like you're playing into your own Hufflepuff nature there.
Is it? Am I?
Maybe. I mean, I'm just saying because you're a Hufflepuff.
I am a Hufflepuff. Are you a Slytherin?
I am a Slytherin.
Is that why you're so defensive earlier?
Maybe! We're not all bad, damn it!
I never said you were all bad.
Pour some more chalky milk for myself.
I said Slytherins, I believe, are opportunists.
We're all just snakes in the grass. It's fine.
Well, kind of.
Eh.
Well, that's like saying all the Hufflepuffs are just morons.
No, you're a particularly good finder.
Have you ever seen the YouTube video of like where it's the kids introducing their Hogwarts house, and then they go like, "I'm a Hufflepuff," and she just stands there and stares at the camera, and they're like, "You're supposed to say something about yourself and your house." She's like, "I'm lactose intolerant, and I'm a Hufflepuff."
Oh my god.
Like it's just pure stupid energy, and I love it.
Perfect.
Alistair's a Hufflepuff.
Alistair is a Hufflepuff.
He is a Hufflepuff. Oh, that means. Oh, can you imagine, Thaprin and Alistair as like Hufflepuff, like in the common room roommates? This is. Oh.
There, I got you.
It's perfect.
Wait.
Good lord.
I'm sorry, I fucked up.
That's. Oh, you were channeling a demon there for a second.
I'm sorry.
Did you read all of the Harry Potter books?
I did. I read all of them.
I read, I think, the first 3, and then I was like, I'll just wait.
I'll wait. They'll make a movie eventually.
Essentially, yeah.
Oh, man. Allie's too tall. Holy shit.
Allie just wears his robe like a bathrobe. That's too small.
There.
Oh. What's West?
Not in Hogwarts because he never fucking passed.
He's still sitting in the train station.
He couldn't find the fucking station. He straight up couldn't find the station.
He's just like running his little cart into like different walls trying to find it.
Poor guy.
They tried.
Not in Hogwarts.
Would West be a squib?
A squib? Probably.
What's a squib?
Okay, so in the Harry Potter universe, there are these people that essentially came from wizards or witches, or, you know, basically they have innate magical power, but it's not as strong enough to be a wizard or a witch, so they call them squibs. So basically you're like, you know, you have magical power, you have the sense for it, but you suck at magic a lot. So, yeah, West probably would be a squib.
Can you just go work with Hagrid? Because that's a sweet man.
I mean, yeah, he probably would be working with Hagrid, because it's like, look at all these animals. What did you do to him?
Nothing.
Oh, what did you do to my boy? Look how they've massacred
Guys, I
my
draw
boy.
a comic. I illustrate a comic, and this is not representative of what it looks like. Just want to clarify.
Look how you've massacred my boy.
Look how he's massacred.
Okay, so I'm reading chat right now. Shane says, my headcanon, West would be a Hufflepuff with Gryffindor tendencies. He just really wants friends and good food. Also, you were told on chat that book 4 is where it gets good.
On book 4?
Book 4?
Which one is that one? Because I don't have them memorized.
Goblet of Fire.
Goblet of Fire. That's...
You know, as...
I have notes. I have lots of notes.
As the books kept getting increasingly bigger, my interest kept getting way down. Like, it's too many words, y'all.
I mean, it's fair. That's totally fair. I have thoughts and opinions on the series now as an adult, so I'm gonna
we're just gonna pretend. We're just gonna pretend none of that exists.
I'm gonna move along. Hold on. Let me draw.
What's another like good magic book that you read as a kid? Were there any?
Okay.
That could.
I'm probably gonna get shit on.
Artemis Fowl, not the movie.
Fair.
I've never read or seen either.
I've never read Artemis Fowl either. I mean.
Chat, tell us some good
I was gonna
like young adult books.
I was gonna suggest one, but I'm like, oh, I can't beat Artemis Fowl. I guess.
Glass Wars was pretty good.
I mean, okay, yeah, Looking Glass. I like the Looking Glass Wars. Oh, don't worry.
You just got an epiphany.
No, I didn't.
You sure?
No, I didn't. No, I didn't.
What?
Don't worry about it.
You say.
I say, don't worry about it.
I'm gonna worry about it.
Here, share with the
Fluffy
class.
017 Aragon started good and then got weird.
Yeah, that's.
I never read that either. I didn't.
That
I was very out of the loop as a child. I'm starting to realize. I'm trying to think of what on earth I was doing as a kid if I wasn't reading books or watching anime.
That was the book. Yeah, I was gonna mention Aragon as a book series because That was my favorite fantasy novel from middle school to high school. So.
But they never made a movie about it.
Don't bring that up.
Oh,
They never
no,
made
they
a
didn't.
movie about it.
I heard that maybe one day.
Yep, one day they'll make a movie.
Also, Lynn, I sent you a thing.
Oh no.
And I kind of want to save this real quick.
Ew.
Uh-huh. Save?
Yeah, we can go to the next one.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. I remember my first, what layer is that?
I was on the sketch layer. What layer were you on?
Actually, Grayson wasn't on sketch layer. I don't know what layer Grayson's on. He's too powerful!
It's gonna stop working.
He was on line layer.
There we go.
Actually, speaking on it, Aragon was actually my first, I used to learn, I used to practice drawing dragons, using the cover of Aragon, because I wanted to learn how to draw dragons, so I would just, use the cover as reference, and that's how I learned how to draw dragons. Fun fact. But yeah, no, I want to draw the baby girl, because I love her very much.
I was into, mythical magic creatures growing up.
But yeah, no,
Man, I was a very sad child.
no, you're fine, it's okay.
Lord.
One, I thought it was, a really cool dragon design, because I think she's very beautiful and gentle. But no, I liked Aragon as a book because it had a really good, since we're on topic, it had a really good, I feel, magic system to it, which inspired a lot of my writing. That being, so essentially, Aragon is a book about a boy who, by circumstance, finds a dragon egg in the woods because of a
Plot.
Yes, because of plot. There was a whole prologue chapter where there was this elf woman on the run from these people hunting her down. They wanted the dragon egg that she was holding, so she used magic to teleport it away. The magic teleported it to a valley where Aragon was hunting for his family, and with it, he discovers the dragon egg. He thinks it's a giant gemstone or a rock or something. He's like, "Whoa! I could sell this and get so much food for my family." And he goes,
what an idiot.
Right. He goes to the markets to get it appraised. They're like, "Oh, I don't know." It's been a while since I read the book, but essentially he was holding on to it because either he felt like he was going to get a better price elsewhere or just nobody wanted to buy it. So he was holding on to it, and then after some amount of time it hatches, and and then a baby dragon crawls out, and it's like, "Oh, what the fuck?" He comes into contact with this baby dragon, and it burns a mark into his hand, and that
Weird.
essentially becomes the mark of the dragon rider. It's because he now has formed essentially a psychic bond with this dragon, and through that, the dragon he goes on this adventure. Once it starts growing up, he learns a little bit more about what dragon riders are. And through it, he has this mentor who was a former dragon rider and was teaching him oh, you can do magic now because because of the dragon's innate magical abilities, it has been passed on to you. So you now have tapped into this well of knowing magic, and through the second book, he learns more about magic and spellcasting, and that's essentially you can draw the energy from the world around you. Everything has has some energy to it, so you can draw energy from the plants, you can draw energy from because it's essentially a well of magic that comes from within yourself, but you can only use so much before you're completely tapped, and you might kill yourself trying to cast higher level spells.
Whoopsies.
Right. It's almost like he's using spell slots.
Almost.
More or less. And so he starts learning. He also learns that one of my favorite things that they did was precious stones and gemstones, you can use those to store your magic in because they're because I feel like it tunes into some pagan craft and witchcraft in itself where
I was just about to say that.
Yeah.
That sounds like a lot of actual
where you could draw where you can draw energy from gemstones, you can cleanse them, and et cetera, et cetera. Like that's essentially the practice that they teach them. They're like, you can use it to store your magic for later. You could like draw it out when you need it, and so it was like a whole cool thing. So me personally, it was like one of my favorite magic systems that was introduced to me, and yeah, it's. I think I had a lot of fun reading it. And this is his dragon. Her name is Saphira. And she is a good blue baby.
I'm trying to think of like any books I read as a kid, but I can't think of any.
No.
Lord. Like, all the books I ever read, even as like a kid and an adult, were like existential crisis books, because I really enjoy those.
Right.
None of it was magic. None of it was happy. I was like, if this book has a sad ending, I am all for it.
All right, I'm reading through chat right now. Let's see. One that was suggested, Witch and Wizards by James Patterson. We have Mistborn, Shattered Mirror, Hawk Song, Narnia.
Song was good.
Hey, Narnia is I had fun reading Narnia as a kid. One that was mentioned by Rosette. It's not fantasy magic, but for exceptional school kids doing awesome stuff, I highly suggest the Mysterious Benedict Society. That sounds like fun.
That sounds like something that Saffron would read or be involved in.
Yeah. So see, Rosette. I wasn't into fantasy much as a kid. Chronicles of Narnia, I think, was the most European fantasy I got into.
Yep.
I think I read The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, and I was just like, okay. And I had fun with it. I think... Oh my god, I'm trying to remember the one that I actually enjoyed. I think I actually enjoyed, fuck. I can't remember the title of it all of a sudden.
I remember there was another series, but I just remember a lot of kids were really big into reading it when I was in grade school, but, the Pendragon series.
Oh, I heard about those.
But I never read it.
Let's see. Shortbeard mentioned. Great fantasy series I started reading in high school was the Dresden Files. Good series with a great magic system. I heard about that. I have yet to get into the Dresden Files. And I keep being told that I need to, so...
Tell me what to do.
Oh my god, Shane, thank you for calling me out. Yes, it was Prince Caspian. It was. Oh my god.
Who's Prince Caspian? Do I need to know?
Yes.
Is he my brand?
I don't know, actually.
Oh, God.
Maybe? I mean, I liked him, so maybe you might, but, you know, sometimes we have differing opinions. What you drawing over there?
Huh?
What you drawing over there?
I don't know, some guy.
Who's that?
He's magic.
It's magic.
He's magic.
I'm just gonna think that that's... Because more or less that's kind of like what, the title character Aragon looked like in my head.
Oh.
He is now Aragon.
So who was Aragon?
He was the boy that found the dragon.
Oh, okay. That was his name.
His name was
That was
Aragon,
his
yes.
name. That sounds very similar to the word dragon.
Son of a bitch, you're right.
Are you just now catching onto that?
Hold on. I'm making big discoveries here. What the fuck? Holy shit! Are you for real? What?
You're just now connecting those dots?
What? Yes, I'm just now connecting the dots.
Oh, poor Vic.
Oh my...
I never even read this.
Holy shit, what the fuck? Christopher Paolini, you motherfucker.
How many years late was that revelation?
Too many.
I started reading the series when I was 13.
Yep, okay. Well, I'm glad I could be here for this moment.
Thank you. Also, like, for the record, he actually made, one of my favorite things, and I always love it when people do this. He actually compiled a book. I have yet to find it, by the way, because it's been forever since I saw it, but I never got the chance to purchase it. But he compiled a book literally detailing, like, the world building of the world he created for the series of Aragon. So it's like he goes into talking about essentially the monsters that are in his world. He talks about the elves. He talks about his magic system. He talks about, like, the dwarves and, like, the history behind, like, a lot of the world itself. And
he was a young guy, right?
Yeah, he was like 15 when he first wrote Aragon. So I was like,
man,
motherfucker, what am I doing wrong?
He peaked very early.
Like, yeah,
I guess.
more or less. I mean, I haven't seen anything else that he's written. Like, I haven't personally. Oh, she's so cute. Tabitha's drawing things off to the side. Yeah, personally, I haven't sought out any to see if he's written anything else in the time since I've read the Inheritance series, but I might look out of curiosity to see and compare it to his first works, because, you know, as one knows, we're always improving as we go. So, and I was greatly entertained by his story that he wrote when he was 15, so I'd like to see what he writes now.
It's a nice way to look at it.
Yeah. I mean, if I wrote something at the age of 15, I would certainly hope somebody would want to revisit me in a few years just to see what I've done. And hopefully have improved.
Well, that's, I think,
Like,
how it was even for the author who did Hawk's Song.
Right.
She was in, like, high school or something like that when she wrote hers.
See, people were writing these books so early that I felt like I was on a deadline. So I was like, oh my god, these people are publishing at such early ages and being fantastic. What the fuck am I doing? I need to do this right now. And for the record, I am thankful that I did not publish at the age of 15, because I was nowhere near ready.
Man, you would have had the biggest existential crisis.
I absolutely would have, for sure. I feel like that if I published at the age of 15, I sure as hell did not deserve it.
There.
Dragon blue. All right, so I guess we want to talk about it. What do you what's your preferred method of magic system, Lynn, when it comes to spell casting and so on? Like, do you have like a
game?
Either in game or, like, if you were to build one yourself, like, what would be your preference, I should say?
Like
where do you think?
Mechanic-wise?
Well,
Be specific.
Okay, where would you think magic comes from if you were to make a spellcaster? Like, where are they drawing their power from?
I say they are drawing from everything around them.
Okay.
So
it's adopting the pagan
like,
method of everything has an aura and an energy?
kind of. I like the idea of, I don't remember what it's called offhand, but, like, you bring forth whatever you put out, I guess.
Right.
Like basically the I am rubber, you are glue, like, method of,
okay.
like, you know, if you put out good vibes, you get them back, like that kind of thing.
Okay, I got you.
But on the flip side of that, I guess that's kind of my mentality in reality as far as, like, stuff goes.
Mm-hmm.
But if we're talking purely fantasy-wise, I really love the alchemist form of magic.
Ooh,
where
yes.
you have to give you have to like give something to get something. I love the trade. Yes, the equivalent exchange is, like, my jam.
Have you watched Full Metal Alchemist?
Yeah.
Okay.
That Full Metal Alchemist is one of the I never watched Brotherhood.
Oh, okay, that's right. That's the one that
first-
you haven't watched yet.
Yeah, I never watched Brotherhood, but I watched, like, the first go of it, and then it got super weird, and they're like, oh, you need to watch Brotherhood because it fills in all the holes, and I'm like, that's a lot of time I don't want to put in.
Fair, that's fair.
So I'm just like, I got the gist of what's going on, and except, towards the end where nothing made sense anymore.
I mean,
But-
nothing made sense towards the end of that, so... I mean, I would...
Yeah.
Well, that's
So-
because they had a manga that wasn't
Yeah, that's what happens when you have an anime that you finish before the actual manga is finished itself.
But we digress.
But yeah, I love the Alchemist like equivalent exchange thing. I think it's awesome. I think that's probably my favorite.
Yeah,
as
that's
far
always...
as like magic goes.
Oh yeah. For me, like I mean, if we want to talk about essentially like drawing magic from places, like when it comes to like the stuff I write, it's always like a power that they're born with. So in a sense, all of my magic users tend to be sorcerers of some variety, whether they lean more towards like it's like an ability that they're born with. But essentially, when it comes to the actual origin of the magic itself, I've always liked the story of unlikely hero finds a magic item that gives them that power. Like that's always just been something that I've liked, or it either magic item or they come across it in their own way. Like for instance, we Tabitha and I have been binging Avatar, and basically the story behind the first Avatar and how he received his power was always a favorite of mine. And how essentially the magic of the world, that being they can manipulate the elements, was given to the people by these giant lion turtles that held the power. And so they would ask the lion turtle and be like, "Can I please have the power to manipulate fire?" And they'll be like, "All right, go forth and do the thing." And they would like bless them with they would let them borrow the power. They'd bless them with it, and then they'd bring it back. And then somebody decided one day, I'm gonna keep it for myself because I can.
There you go. See, I think I'm on the opposite end of that. I like the idea that everyone has the ability, but it's whether or not you choose to actually put in the hard work and go for it.
Well, what I liked,
get over a fear.
Yeah. Well, what I liked about the story in itself was basically, yes, the one person did steal the power to take it for himself. And in the end, people have decided, they kind of followed suit with them. They're like, hey, yeah, I like this guy's idea. And so they started to they all kind of started I guess, having the power for themselves. So in the end, everybody kind of had it. And he just ended up being the one special one because he ended up learning 4 elements, whereas a single person would have 1. And so like the entire premise is based on selfishness? At first, yes.
I mean,
but he learned to overcome it by helping and doing good deeds, and he wanted to be the change in the world that brought balance and peace.
We know what would have brought balance and peace if he never, did any of that. it's
just
throwing that out there.
Okay. Reading chat again. So, looking at Shane. There's a great concept in it where you have... Okay, so let me scroll up some. One fantasy series I got into in recent years and needs more attention is Skullduggery. Skullduggery Pleasant. It's a great urban fantasy series set in Ireland where the title character is a walking skeleton. Yes, I'm invested. There's a great concept, right? There's a great concept in it where you have 3 names: given, self-given, and true. If someone knows your true name, they have complete control over you. I have actually heard of that concept, and that's always fantastic.
Isn't that with demons?
In a way, I have
that's a demon thing.
I have for certain read about demons do this. Especially like when it comes to exorcisms, where like, tell me your name, and they'll be like, no, bitch, because you'll have control over me.
Yeah.
But yeah, demons do this. There's also in terms of like fae. A lot of fae creature also does this. I do remember reading up about true names and about how if you learn someone's true name, then you have the power to will them to do things. It's a thing.
Huh. I've heard about it in Demons, and now that you mention it, I do remember seeing it used in like fae lore as well.
Yeah, because like say if you come across one of the of the good folk, as they're called sometimes, the good neighbors, etc. Sometimes they'll be like, "May I have your name?" And then you give them your name, and then they take it. They're like, this is mine now. Thank you. You're mine forever. And I'm like, oh, whoops.
Also, you're not supposed to eat their food, I think?
No, you're not
Right?
supposed to eat.
Is that right?
You are not supposed to eat their food. Don't go to the Fey. Don't go into the Fey realm. Don't go to the Fairy Kingdom. Don't eat their food. Sometimes your sibling might accidentally be a changeling because they were stolen from birth. You know, that kind of thing. Fairies are crazy.
Look, I'm mad because I remember being in a bookstore and picking up a book and reading the back of it, and it was about a kid that grew up as a changeling.
The moral of the story here is don't trust anything from the Feywild. Just don't trust anything Fey related. They're trying to screw with you.
Yeah, I don't.
They're gonna fuck with
Fey.
you, and and in the end they're just gonna, you know, they're just gonna screw you over. That's essentially what they want to do, because it's fun.
I wish I had lived that kind of carefree life.
Yeah, right. Just spend my immortal years just going, which human am I gonna fuck with today? Alright, once I'm done with this, I'm going to swap canvas. She's so pretty. I love her. She's beautiful.
I too am almost done.
Beautiful dragon daughter, yes. I drew her from memory. I didn't even try to look up reference. I'm very proud of that. Okay, yes, thank you. Yes, thank you, Shane. The good neighbors, the lords and ladies, the fair folk, do not eat their food without their permission. If you are invited for a meal, eat. Do not be a poor guest.
Oh, reading a thing.
Spiderwick Chronicles. That's another one. The Spiderwick Chronicles.
I was reading a thing today, actually, about this lady who she was walking through her neighborhood, and like apparently in their specific neighborhood, all of the houses or most of them have fairy house, like the doors on all of the trees. Like all the neighbors do it, and I was like, this is awesome.
That's amazing. Faye for sure lived there. Alright, let me... And saved, okay. Alright. We good to clear canvas?
Hold on.
Okay, fine.
Gotta do what? Gotta do the thing.
Okay, do your thing.
Hey, hold on, please.
Okay, holding. I am holding.
Oh, there.
Aw, cute.
There.
Oh, is that your Simon guy?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, he's so cute.
He's my magic boy.
Oh, you're a cute magic boy. We should draw some wizards, witches, and etc.
I agree to this. Actually, I gotta put his earrings on. He's like weird floaty earrings.
Oh my god.
There.
Precious. Alright.
Excellent.
Shave, okay. Alright. Right. Map. Oh my god.
Oh, you missed some.
I know.
Some goodness. Get it.
I know. Yeah, I gotta get it. Yeah. Oh god, what else did I miss? What goddamn layer is that? Then we have too many layers.
Just hit them all. There we go. We got it.
Nailed it.
Make sure you're on sketch layer.
Fine. Fine.
Don't you raise. Grayson yelling that. You're not my dad.
There.
Bam. Perfect. Nah. Nah.
Okay.
Okay.
So, how should we do this?
Let's see. Well, what is your take on magic?
My take on magic?
Mm-hmm. Both in fantasy and IRL. Yes. Ah.
Yeah. I mean, in fantasy, like, oh man, there's like so many amazing ways to execute it. Because I enjoy both systems of there is like a point where there's like it's so saturated into the world that it makes the world like strange and just a little bit like you know, in a way fantastical. I also like the concept where it's such a scarce concept that it is practically forbidden. That like only like a select few individuals know it, and that's what makes it like so, you know, scarce and powerful. Like I like both half of the coins. Like that's me. In terms of like actual like in the world of reality. Oh, there's a line.
I'm gonna be doing some stuff over here. That's why I'm making the line.
Fine. Okay, I see. We're just.
Wait, hold on. Yeah. Wait, dang it! I can't get the straight line. Line tool. Yeah. No. You know what? There.
Fine, I'll draw on this space. I don't give a fuck. Fine.
No, it's fine. No. We are
No.
fair here.
I'm gonna stay in this corner.
This is not fair. There. You're having such a Grayson moment. No, guys. No, it's fine.
It's fine. I'll stay over here.
There. I think it's even, right? That's even.
That's about even. You have your little space over here.
My little box. And I'm gonna attempt to do like a scene.
But no, I've always okay, draw your scene. I've always at least in terms of like real world practice, I've always been a fan of it's especially like going out and essentially exploring different concepts and beliefs and etc. Paganism was always something that has fascinated me as a concept, so it was something that I started to like look into to learn about and to experience, and so I personally like the concept of hedge witchcraft, where it's essentially as you had mentioned, it's essentially the system where what you put into the universe is what you receive. You have to think in absolutes. You have to essentially take the concept for yourself and make it your reality. It's a lot of like mental work and personally like building yourself. Like it's a lot of self fortitude, in the sense of one of my favorite concepts is you take it, especially when you're starting out in being a hedge witch. It's the first concept that was introduced to me was you have to cultivate your mental garden in a way that's kind of like keeping like a mental check on yourself, in a way that so you have a garden. Imagine what your garden looks like. Make sure that it is tended to. Make sure that you are caring for it. You know, as much as you should care for yourself. Constantly checking up on yourself mentally and be like, am I okay? What's, you know, if there's something wrong, how do I fix it? Like if there's like some unwanted weeds in the garden, how do we address that? Like how, like basically finding points to as I'm trying to find words. Basically, it's kind of like a self-care thing, I feel, where you're cultivating a garden, your own garden, in a way it's like you're caring for yourself and you're giving yourself that mental boost to, you know, I guess help yourself through the day.
Yeah.
And so hedge witchcraft is essentially a lot like that, in the sense of you cultivate this garden, and you use this garden as your means of drawing your quote unquote magic from. You use it as a means of if you want something to be brought into existence, you have to tell yourself that this you have to like word things very specifically. Like if you're wishing for something to not happen, then you can't say that it won't happen. Just say, I don't want this. You can't say, I don't want this thing to happen, because the universe doesn't understand like the words.
Negatives?
They don't understand. It doesn't understand negatives. It doesn't understand, I don't want this. That's not a word that exists to it. You have to word it in a way that's just like, I would like for this to happen instead. Or, you know, I like kind of like gearing your intention towards something that is very specific, because if you don't speak in specifics, then the message gets lost. You have to have clarity. Clarity is what helps breathe life into your intention. Because if you don't have clarity, then all you're doing is you're muddling your thoughts and intentions, and it gets confused. So it just doesn't come to fruition. So
the mood. Getting confused.
I'm always confused. That's my constant state of being. As I drink the last of my chalky milk. Chalky milk. As I'm reading chat also. Let's see. Lots of Fae and fairy stuff in the Spiderwick Chronicles. Spiderwick Chronicles were good. I enjoyed them. It was an interesting concept since it was in modern America, but the mythical creatures just couldn't be seen without assistance a lot of the time. I do like that concept. I really did enjoy that. Where you couldn't, in a way, it also kind of reminds me a bit of like Coraline, where she had to use the Hagstone in order to see like the true nature of things. Like I love shit like that.
I loved watching Coraline and be like, I know what that is.
I know what that is.
Of course, the old women would have it. Of course they would.
Of course they would. I mean, they were literally divining her truth through tea leaves and candy. So you know.
Fun fact, Vic.
Yes.
Alistair can read tea leaves.
He can read tea leaves? Oh my god.
He can.
That's cool.
That's one of the first character notes I've read about him, is that he was super into like is it tasseography? I don't know how to say it, but reading. Yeah, he can divine tea leaves. So,
let's see.
Fun fact.
Fun fact. Oh yes. Steph's bringing up one of my favorite books. Garth Nix, who wrote the Old Kingdom series. His magic system leans heavily into necromancy, and it's actually really fun. It's a really fun concept. I might have like talked about it a lot at some point, and I just don't remember doing it. But essentially, one of my favorite books, Sabriel, is about a girl who she has to learn the ways of necromancy. It's basically like these old teachings that were passed down through her family, mainly through her father, and the necromancy is essentially. She's able to tap into the magic by using these, like, this set of bells. And each bell has a different purpose. And, like, they have, like, kind of, like, rune inscriptions or what have you on them. And they go from, like, big to small. And the big one is the one that you save for last, because that's the one that literally opens the gate to the netherworld. I know, whoops. So, like, there's, like, a series of bells that you can use, and it, like, activates specific magics that, like, control either spirits or etc. There's also, like, a cat demon in it that I thought was pretty cool. Who was essentially, like, tethered to this world as in the form of a cat, with, essentially with a bell itself, and it wasn't until that the collar that the bell was on broke that it finally came free and was starting to attack her and everything. It was really fucking awesome.
Again, whoopsies.
Whoopsie daisy. Okay, let's see. Shane. I love the way the witches in Discworld approach magic. Much of it is based on willpower and keeping oneself aware, but the greatest magic in their arsenal is what they call headology.
Yes. Sorry.
Oh my god.
Okay.
No, you're fine.
Hello,
which isn't
Peanut Gallery. Jeez.
Hello.
I'm sorry.
No, you're fine.
So.
Which isn't really a type of magic at all. It's simply a mixture of common sense, reading people, and using people's own perception of them. I love that. Thank you.
Psychology, the best magic.
Unfortunately, I feel like I would have a hard time reading Discworld. it's sometimes if like books are written a specific way, I have a hard time following it, but that's just my own stupid brain that has nothing to do with the talent of the writer. That's just myself. So if words start like reading a specific way, I'm like brain disconnect, can't do it. Okay. But I mean, yes, if I should probably just get the audiobook, honestly. I feel like I have an easier time listening to books than I do reading them nowadays. And that's kind of sad, because I used to read a lot of books. Ooh, what you doing over there?
Making a magical forest. I left your room and you're not using it.
I'm using it.
Oh, thanks.
I'm just appraising. Oh, man, I don't even know what to
figured
draw.
out this like weird blendy tool, and I am just living for it.
Oh, go for it. Okay, I think I'm gonna draw my thing that I mentioned I was going to draw. Okay, now here's the question.
Mm-hmm.
Do I draw it in my style, or do I draw it in a style that'll be more fitting for this concept?
Whatever your heart desires.
I feel like if I draw it in a different style, it's gonna look cursed.
I have a thing that I want to draw, but I've drawn this certain person way too much.
Is it
So
Grayson?
I'm not going. No. It's not. My other favorite leggy wizard.
Your other favorite leggy wizard?
Mm-hmm.
I'm blanking so hard, oh my god.
Vic, how dare you?
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Oh!
There.
I'm an idiot.
This is...
I mean, we could talk about him.
How? You've ruined me. Forever.
You're welcome.
Funny thing is, I did like a thing on Instagram where I just kind of like recorded myself drawing like just the line art, and it still gets people. Like, it's like every single like second someone's like liking it or something. I'm
Oh
like,
my
what is
God.
wrong? I posted this like 3 weeks ago.
I mean, Hal is very handsome.
Y'all. I just have a thing for sassy, broody wizards, apparently.
That have very long legs.
Can't help it. It's my brand. Apparently. But yeah, so Grayson was my very first character, and everyone, like, I made him first, and it wasn't until much later that everyone's like, hey, if you're, like, first starting D&D, you really shouldn't play a wizard. I'm like, oopsies.
Whoopsie-daisy.
I never got the memo. But I also don't understand, like, why not? Is it the spell slots? Is that why people are having problems?
Maybe.
I think
that's
they're
the
easy.
butt of the joke, yeah. Probably.
Honestly, the only thing that I have to constantly just check myself on with wizards, at least, is that you have to keep up on how many spells he has in his book and how many he knows. That's the only thing I really have to like keep up on. Is like, okay, how many spells can he put in his spell book now? But that's it. I mean,
Yeah.
that's the only problem I've ever really had. But it's not really like a problem. I can just look at it. I mean, it's not that big of a deal. See a magical boy.
Yep.
The sleeves gave it away.
It's always the sleeves.
The sleeves and the pants. Oh my god.
I said I was going to draw these pants, and I'm going to draw these pants.
I love how is the hand that's giving the peace sign the one that's the cursed one?
Yes.
Yes.
It is.
I approve of this. I approve of this message.
I don't know why, but I love drawing Thafron in, like, situations he should not be in. It's so appealing. I feel like he needs to have like a magical girl staff, because that's just inherently a thing that has to exist.
What would be on the staff, though?
A skull with a little heart on its head, because it has to look cute. That's like the standard for any magical girl equipment, is that it has to look cute and it has to have ribbons on it.
Can I make a request?
Yes. What's your request?
I'm just gonna draw on it, but like he has to have like those like bun thingies.
Oh my god! You know there are more magical girl animes besides Sailor Moon.
I listen. That is a territory that I am not familiar with, and I don't even really know Sailor Moon. I never really watched it. I just know of it.
Okay, so
I don't even know the plot other than she's kind of a dumbass.
Okay,
that's all I know.
So she's a dumbass, but she's a moon goddess. That's a dumbass.
Well, humanity's doomed.
More or less. Okay, so essentially there was the Princess of the Moon, and there was like a whole terrible war that happened, and so the Princess of the Moon, using her power, basically sent herself and her and her Sailor Scouts to Earth to protect themselves and like essentially recollect until the time was right for them to basically awaken again. And so there was like forces of darkness that were always trying to hunt them down and like trying to like capture them, and and they just ended up being high school girls, and
because of course.
Yeah, I mean that's how it goes. But yeah, that's the crux of Sailor Moon. It's they were moon warriors that were sent to Earth, and they rediscovered their magic, and they have to save the day using their celestial power in order to defend against the, as the same song goes, they're fighting evil by moonlight. The silence, I just hear the disappointment.
I don't get it.
I
like
know.
Again, well, it's nothing against it. It's just I was not on the anime train growing up.
No, that's fair, which is fair.
But it's fun because hearing it all secondhand, I'm like, what?
There's so many others. There are so many others. Oh my god.
Okay, there's one that I have a question of because it keeps popping up in my life for some reason, and I think it might be magical.
Yes.
Maybe? I don't know. I have no idea what it's called. It's hold on.
Are you gonna send me like a picture?
No. Here.
What did it look like? What did it look like it had to deal with?
I'm here. That's what I remember of the title.
Oh, the Melancholy of Haruhi Suzumiya. Did she have like a yellow hairpiece? Did she have
yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's
yeah.
the Melancholy of Haruhi Suzumiya. It kind of, in a way, I feel like magical girl animes are essentially classified by whether or not they have a whole minute dedicated to them changing outfits. That's my personal opinion.
The only reason I know of that is because I've seen the intro to it 1,000 times.
Oh god, don't remind me.
And I don't know why. And also, people dress up like it at conventions, or they did for a short, or like a hot minute.
Yeah, in the early 2000s, that was like a big thing.
Yeah. Again, I have no frame of reference for any of this.
Essentially, the plot of that one was so there's this high school girl, as they all end up being high school girls. So there was a girl who somehow managed to manipulate reality around her and there was like several people involved in this scenario that all had different theories about it. One was a time traveler from the future. The other one was essentially a God, was she like a robot? The purple-haired girl. One was an Esper, I remember
Esper, that. Android, time traveler.
Yeah, android, that's right. And the Esper was like, I feel like the Esper's theory was like the most wild because they're like, what? Because every time, and there's this simple normal guy that was involved in everything, and he had no fucking idea other than he was aware that weird shit was happening, and he didn't know why.
That's me.
And then these three people that were like converging on this whole thing Which it all happened within a club room. So like they were all hanging out in the same club room, and these people would just show up one by one. And the guy's like, "What the fuck's going on? I don't understand." And then like one of them would like take him to the side and be like, "Oh, it's because of this." And like the time traveler's like, "She's a strange anomaly that's causing these rifts in the timeline, and I'm here to figure out what's happening." The android, I can't remember exactly what her storyline was, but then the guy who was the Esper literally pulled the guy aside and said, "Okay, so this is what's happening. She's basically God." Oh. And it's like, what the fuck did you just say to me? And like the entire time, he didn't want to believe any of it. He's like, "I don't know what the fuck's going on. I'm just trying to live my life as a teenager. Why am I involved in this?"
So me. It's like, I don't understand what's happening at all.
It was actually a really fucking funny anime. I remember enjoying it. I remember that like, it got super hyped up, and then like the movie came out, and then like it died completely because of the movie, I feel.
And then no one talks about it now.
Yes.
Basically. Someone in chat mentioned Ouran High School Host Club, and that was my jam.
I loved Ouran High School Host Club.
I did too. Like they had it on Netflix, but they only had like the first series. And
I mean, there was only one season.
The first season.
There's only one season.
And I was like, I don't want to invest in the books.
I need to finish investing in the books. Because there's only like 18 volumes.
I'm disgustingly like obsessed with like the main dude. I don't even remember their names anymore.
I'll finish buying the books, and I'll just send you pictures of them.
Just be like, hey, look at this guy's doing.
Look at this motherfucker's doing. Like, it gets really good. Like, I got as far as, like, one of the twins, after, like, his whole, like, crush on Haruhi, he eventually, like, kind of, like, goes independent from his twin, and he's like, "No, I'm dyeing my hair permanently this time, and I'm gonna be my own person." And it was a trip. Wow. Yeah, no, it was a trip.
Those two had some art of them. Right. I remember.
Yes, they certainly did.
Yeah, people.
Don't remind me, please, God, don't remind me.
Disgusting.
Y'all need some Jesus.
Y'all need
Jesus.
Jesus, don't. He'll instigate. Don't do that.
Don't get Jesus. Got you. Don't get Jesus involved.
I'm having a lot of fun with this.
I bet you are. I'm having fun with these sleeves.
Get them sleeves.
But yeah, so that was Melancholy of Haruhi Suzumiya. That was a show. I know the big number of it was like they had to all of a sudden be in a band for like the school festival or something, and all of a sudden everybody was really good at music.
Where are you hiding all this?
What?
It's like, where were you guys hiding all this talent?
I right? It's like, I don't understand. I thought we all sucked. What's happening? Let me just kind of do this number. But yeah, in my opinion, Magical Girls anime has to be like a full minute dedicated to them changing outfits to be magical girls. One of my favorites growing up was the it was called Tokyo Mew Mew, and it was about girls that ended up finding like they basically became magical girls, and with it they like had animal counterparts. So one girl like had cat ears, the other one had was a songbird or something. It was.
What was this?
Tokyo Mew Mew.
Oh yeah.
I remember that. It was yeah.
Oh my
That
God.
showed up in a very formative time of my life. It may have influenced a good 90% of the art I drew from like the age of like 12 to like 15. No shame.
Steph said Magus Bride is one of my favorite textures
Yes!
worlds.
Oh, yes. I love Magus Bride. I feel like
And then
Lynn,
said,
you'd be
oh my
into
God,
that.
his hand perfect.
I feel like you'd be into the Bride of the Ancient Magus. Magus, however you say it.
Bold of you to assume I'd actually sit down and watch something.
Ash said,
If I showed you, I feel like I've shown
totally...
you. I feel like I've shown you screenshots of it. But if I show you more screenshots, I feel like, yes.
Ash said, "Forgive me for throwing Totally Spies in here, but I just did."
Totally Spies was my jam.
I never watched it.
Fair.
I knew of it. but again, what was I doing? Like, through
You
all
were
of
living a
those
life,
years of my
apparently.
life?
You were apparently living a life, and I wasn't. You were
You're
like
having sweet parties, apparently.
you're.
But yeah, I don't, man, like, I don't know. Didn't for like a brief second they had like a guy version of Sailor Moon?
They
was that a thing? Was that a thing, or did I hallucinate that in a
No,
fever dream?
there's actually there's an anime where there are guys that are magical girls. And I know there's one that's out there where they're like all like super buff men too. I need to go find it actually.
Perfect, some JoJo style.
Yeah, so it's like Sailor Moon crossed with JoJo.
I do remember, this is not an anime at all, but I do remember having like somewhat of an obsession with the Powerpuff Girls growing up.
Hey, I did too. What was your Powerpuff Girl?
Buttercup.
Yes.
Actually, I take that back. It was all of the Rowdy Rough Boys.
I'm not surprised at all.
Actually, I take that back again. It was Ace from the Gangrene Gang.
Lynn.
Are you surprised?
No, I'm not. I'm really not.
Who does he remind you of?
He's got legs, for one.
Literally any male character I have that's a jackass.
So what? No, what's your School of Magic? What's up?
No, not School of Magic. It's like, with the talk of magical worlds, I'm like, I thought of one, but once I talk about it, I won't shut up.
Oh, Legend of Dragon?
Yeah.
I knew it.
What the? It's interesting.
I know, it's very interesting. It's a very good magic system. You want to talk about it while I draw this thing? Because I'm in the midst of this.
I need to step away for a second.
Okay.
Well, I mean, it was, I don't know if it would be more post-apocalyptic or not.
I would call it post-apocalyptic because it's essentially taking place from a war that was like 10,000 years in the past.
Yeah.
So I for sure would say post-apocalyptic because you're having to go through the remnants of a past war that has still scarred the land. Mm-hmm. That's very post-apocalyptic to me. Well, which I think there should be more post-apocalyptic fantasy settings, I should say.
Well, yeah, because if I sit here and think about it, like...
Lord of the Rings is post-apocalyptic.
Yeah, technically. No, but like it's like the whole thing of walking around the landscape and you have all these ruins of these floating magical cities.
Oh yeah, I always thought that was cool. Like the one where like I like where a land was so war torn that it literally fucked up the gravity, and so like there was like a whole valley dedicated to the fact that gravity just never worked.
Yeah.
That was probably one of my favorite effects of like the magic from that war.
Mm-hmm.
I am back.
You're back. Also, chat saying that you're the whole discussion about Sailor Moon, but guys, it's just Power Rangers.
You know, me and my brother watched Power Rangers growing up.
What was your favorite Power Ranger?
And, you know...
What was your favorite Power Ranger?
It was the blue one, and I'm talking like the original squad. I think his name was Billy. I think. I liked him. He had the Triceratops.
Yep.
He was my favorite. I think it was Billy. But you know, I watched that growing up a lot, and just recently, I had watched a documentary on the Power Rangers, like how they came to be and how their toys came to be. Mm-hmm. And they were talking about how they came up with the show where they're just like, oh, we'll just take a Japanese show and dub over all of them when they're in their masks and stuff, and then just film all the other stuff separate.
Sentai Rangers, yep.
I had no clue as a kid that's what they did.
I didn't know until I was older.
Yeah, I had no idea. I'm like, oh my god, really? And then I looking back and noticing that some of the villains that didn't have masks would speak funny because they were dubbed over, and I'm like, I thought that's just how they talked. I didn't know.
Right.
Whatever that witch lady's name was.
Oh god, what was that witch lady's name?
God,
Chat, help So what was her name?
It started
but,
with an X.
like,
God, I don't know. I forgot entirely.
I'm watching chat
remember.
right now. Oh, it was Rita.
Rita Repulsa.
Rita Repulsa, yeah. I don't know why I thought it was an
Lord
X.
Zed.
Lord Zed, that's what we're thinking of.
Though.
I met his actor at a convention once. He's kind of
And
creepy.
you know what?
He's kind of creepy.
I never
lie.
noticed, I never noticed it was a Canadian thing, and that's why it was Zed instead of Z.
Yeah.
I'm just like my mind was blown. Like, I know, like, it's just funny how, like, you don't notice these things as a kid because you don't have that, I don't know, idea of things like that existing. I'm like, that's just how it is. I accept it.
Yes.
But, yeah, and I never had any inkling that she was dubbed over. I was like, oh, she just talks like that. Cool.
She just talks like that. It's fine.
Yeah, I was super into Power Rangers growing up.
Yeah, me too. Me and my brother would constantly, like, sit and watch Power Rangers, like, and because, like, I think because of the age difference, like, I watched more Power Rangers growing up because by the time that I was old enough to stop watching Power Rangers, like, my brother started watching Power Rangers, so I'm like, I'm just gonna keep watching Power Rangers. So I, like, went all the way from, like, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers to Time Force to Wild Force, so I was like, oh my god.
Yeah, I never got into that. I stopped
so many years on Power Rangers.
I stopped
Oh my god.
after... Are we...
Oh god. It did a reset. That scared me. I was like, what'd I do?
I stopped watching after... Which one was it?
Which one?
I don't remember. I remember them having the original one where they had, like, the T-Rex and, like, the saber-tooth tiger.
Yes.
Tiger.
Saber-tooth tiger.
Triceratops. And then I remember the
Mastodon.
movie where they got Mastodon. Yeah.
That was my boy.
I remember that they had the movie and then they got, like, the actual animals, like, and the one guy was like, I got a frog.
No, that was my boy! That was my boy! He was my favorite ranger.
He's like, I got a frog.
I got a frog.
This is stupid.
He was legit my favorite ranger.
Fun fact.
He's like, I'm so mad at you.
I loved him very much.
Johnny Young Bosch, who played Adam in the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers movie that also moved on to doing this show, moved on to doing voice acting in anime.
Don't out me like this.
How about that?
He's the dubbed voice for Vash the Stampede.
Yeah, that
My boy.
Yep. So the guy that was like, I got a frog, that was Vash.
too. Yeah.
I got a frog. I don't remember what animals they had after that, because I think I checked out after that.
Yeah, that was pretty much it. Oh, I need to make this a little lighter.
Stupid, I got a frog.
Yeah, frog. That's good enough. I'm just struggling through life right now.
Just kind of painting stuff.
Oh my god. I'm having a moment.
I'm trying to think of, like, other TV shows I watched as a kid that had, like, some sort of magical element.
I mean, if we want to talk about... Well, okay, so here's my hot take. Reading on chat. So apparently Johnny Young Bosch also improvised the I'm a frog line because he was genuinely disappointed that was his new animal. Oh! I love it even more.
God.
Bless.
Oh my god. Oh, so, fun fact about Power Rangers. The Yellow Ranger, in the original Japanese version was male. So, the Yellow Ranger being a girl was actually original for just Power Rangers itself.
Cool.
So that's why the Pink Ranger had a skirt and the yellow one didn't.
That's good to know.
Yes. Let's see. Back on my original thought. So, in discussing of magical girls, in all technicality, if you're a magical girl, you're essentially in a warlock pact. That is my hot take.
Sure.
Because you are accepting power from essentially another source of magic. And you have to make a pact with it. And usually anytime a magical girl has to activate her power, she has to say some incantation. So technically she is making a pact with some otherworldly being in order to obtain her power. All magical girls are warlocks.
Well, yeah, because they didn't study.
They didn't study for it. It was given to them. It was given to them through contract because they're like, if you take this power, you must say these words. And so they say the words, so therefore they sign the contract. They are warlocks. Most specifically through Madoka Magica. That's for sure some warlock bullshit.
Don't talk about Madoka Magica.
I will always talk about Madoka Magica.
I'm trying to, like, look at, like, all these old TV shows I used to watch as a kid to try to find, like, a common ground.
Lynn's over here just like, I'm just looking at stuff. That's normal.
I need to know where I missed out on all of this.
We're not talking about that anime shit here.
What?
I'm like, Lynn's over here looking at normal shit. Like, we're not talking about anime.
Well, like, the only anime I ever got as a kid, and I say kid loosely because I was like 12, 13, like, you know, getting out of that was all of the stuff that was available to me on Toonami.
Oh yeah.
Like, that was it. That is all I had.
Fair.
And even then, I didn't get most of it, except Lupin. Lupin had my heart and soul.
Yes. Lupin was good. I liked Lupin.
And the only reason I started watching it was because it just so happened to be on at the time I had to get up and get ready for school at like 7 in the morning,
and
6 in the morning or something. Oh, you've ruined me.
Lupin has ruined you forever.
Whatever.
Forever.
Do you remember the robot guy from Toonami in the spaceship?
Tom?
Tom?
Yeah.
He like has undergone a transformation.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Let's see what we got. Tom, let's see what.
Yeah, he went through like multiple revisions.
Oh yeah, for sure. I think at one point like he died and came back.
Yep. Yeah, there was a whole thing. There was like a whole special for that or something. As I read through chat.
A lot of Voltron, a lot of Johnny Quest.
Ooh, Dragonheart. I love Dragonheart. That was like my first. That was actually my first dragon movie, or my first like introduction to dragons that I witnessed as a child, and that will forever be one of my favorites. Oh, yeah. Cardcaptor Sakura is a warlock confirmed. Oh my God, Dragon Tales. I remember Dragon Tales.
I never watched it, but the song haunts my dreams.
As said by Rosette, my parents used to not like that they had to chant to the Dragon Land, but that was my jam. That was such a jam.
So yeah, they were opening a portal
with
to
all my heart.
Yeah.
To fly with dragons.
With dragons in a world apart.
Oh God. Yes. Oh, Dragon Tales. I remember that. God, I remember having to put up with so much like PBS specials and like Playhouse Disney stuff because I had younger siblings. There's so much stuff that's stuck in my head because of that.
I was the youngest, and my parents were kind of bizarre, so I watched a lot of stuff from like the 70s, weirdly enough.
I mean, it's not terrible.
It definitely reflects on who I am as a person now.
The question is, Lynn, like what? Give me...
Pee-wee's Playhouse, H.R. Puffin stuff, Lidsville, God, like anything from like Rappy, that's the only thing I can think of at the moment. I'd have to like go back and see what other weird stuff my mom has in her basement.
At least
that I used to watch.
Fucking Rocky and Bullwinkle. I had to grow up on
Rocky and Bullwinkle. Oh my God.
I watched Rocky and Bullwinkle, and I never really got into it just because they had such monotone voices.
Exactly.
It never like got me.
I had to deal with PB&J Otter and shit like that.
I remember PB&J Otter.
Do
you remember
the noodle dance?
Fuck off.
Do you remember Doodles.
Oh my god, it's gonna be stuck in my head for 10 years now! Holy shit!
And I love how, like,
fascinating.
they dance, and then, like, the youngest one is just kind of, like, standing there.
Phoebus.
It is Phoebus, yeah. Oh god, it's them.
Oh shit!
Is that where they came from?
Oh no! I can't believe they were otters.
Bear in the
Steph
Big
just
Blue
mentioned
House.
Bear in the Big Blue House.
Bear in the Big Blue... I love Bear in the Big Blue House.
Thank you, Jim Henson
That-
Company, for that.
That...
That was
The ending always made me
that
cry.
was like the moon. Him
The
singing to the moon always made
Luna.
me sad.
I know, it always made me so
Did
sad.
you ever watch heck,
What is it?
can't remember.
Because we've completely swerved off topic.
We always swerve off topic.
That's fair.
That's the best kind of stuff. We're
Needle
focusing on our magical
A magical boy, yes.
roly-poly-oly.
He's small and short.
He's
And
small
round.
and
Go
short
to
and round.
Vic, didn't we go to a, didn't you take me to an art exhibit where it was like the artist?
Did I?
I guess the artist for it. The same person who created Roly Poly Oly did Rise of the Guardian books.
Yes! Yes, they did.
I'm looking up 90s Kid Show now.
I can't believe that.
So,
Phoebus-
the-
I can't believe Phoebus was that otter. I'm still reeling over it. I'm like, holy shit, that's where that energy came from. There was like some subconscious part that was locked away that just went, this. This is your child.
This is him. Here he is. So, like, the stuff I watched as a kid was a literal acid trip. Like, I don't know what drugs people were doing in the writing room, but, like, I know with H.R. Puff and stuff, it's, like, about this boy who has a magic talking flute.
What?
Yes.
It's
I know
all
what you're
it's all
talking
live
about.
action.
What?
It's all live action, by the
What
way.
the fuck?
So it's this boy who has a magic talking flute, and then he like runs away from a witch. So there's magic in this.
Yep.
So, okay, was that magic?
Her name was Witchy Poo, and she rode a vroom broom with her big vulture friend, and like they tried to steal his flute, and he gets on a boat, and then the boat washes up on some island full of very scary looking 70s puppets.
No.
Oh, it's the worst.
No, thank you.
And then Lidsville is the exact same company, and that is about this guy who he goes to a magic show and he falls inside of the magician's hat, and he wakes up in a land of hat people.
What?
Is this also live
Can't make
action?
Yes.
Oh, good lord.
Here, I will send you a picture, Vic.
No.
Because I want you to suffer with me.
Okay.
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 Oh, and at one point they did a crossover. It was a nightmare, and it's all just a bad time.
Whoa, what? Rosette! What are you telling me? Sorry, I read
What?
chat for a
What's
minute. Holy heck, Rise of the Guardians? My dad worked on the film for it. What? I loved that film!
I never saw it.
Oh my god. Oh, it's so fucking beautiful. It's visually such a beautiful film. I love it. We need to sit down and watch it. I think you'd like it.
Yeah.
I think you'll definitely like
It
the
was-
visuals for it. It's a very pretty movie.
It also has a couple of shitheads in there that Lynn would probably like too.
Oh, I know which one. I already know. There's specifically two types to Lynn's brand, and I know both of them, and I know they're both in there.
Because you exploit them.
Yes, I do. Hold please while I send you pictures. Like, I feel like this is a specific
Oh my
aesthetic.
gosh, Rosette, that's the film he won his Annie for. He did
Aw!
Nightmares.
Oh my god, that's so cool! I greatly enjoyed that.
Oh my god, it's not letting me share this horror, so you are...
Please,
mistaken
Rosette, can you
for now.
please tell your dad that I specifically really enjoyed the nightmares? Because I certainly did.
Rise of the Guardians is so good. It's what you get when my father Guillermo del Toro touches an animated film. I mean...
Here's a picture of him with his nightmares. Because I'm very much the type of person, and like I know people don't like this very much, but I kind of like when you take a concept of something and you make it dark. That's just something that I kind of sort of enjoy. Like taking something that's like, I don't know, like, I'm trying to think, word.
You know who he reminds me of? Hold on, let me pull it
Like
up.
mermaids or like
Oh yeah.
like mermaids or harpies or unicorns or some shit, and like taking that and like just giving it like that dark twist to it, and I just so much
That's
enjoy
one of the
that.
reasons I always like Peter Pan, because
Yes!
the entire fact of, you know, when he's like, oh, mermaids are so pretty, and
I know,
it's like,
they're
oh,
so pretty.
They'll drown you.
I know, right?
Wendy.
Oh, I love mermaids. They're so pretty and wonderful, and oh, look at their hair. They're so gorgeous. And I'm like, they're going to kill you.
Literally, Peter even warns her. It's like, they'll drown you.
It's like in my spoiler warning, but it's not like anyone's gonna read this for 1,000 years. It's like, 'cause, like in my story, I have unicorns as a concept, and they're not like what My Little Pony sells you. They're literal tricksters. They literally want to kill you.
They're fae, right?
They're fae.
They're
So
fae.
they're fae. So they literally want to kill you. Like, that's their whole game. They're like, I'm gonna try to figure out how to fuck your life up, and I'm gonna fuck your life up. That is literally their game. Do not trust them. They sell like this whole look of like, I always like to do coin flips with my monsters. So it's like they look one way, but then you see their true face, and when you see their true face, they're actually horrifying monsters. So you see a whole like for my mermaids, you see them as like these beautiful these beautiful beings that look ethereal and they have the beautiful long hair, but when they drag you underwater, then you see them as like these horrible like angler looking fish things, and you're like, what the fuck?
I like that stuff.
I fucking love that shit. It's my jam.
Because, like, mythical creatures are usually bad.
Usually
Like-
they're like always trying to screw with you in some way. They're only out for their own gain. In certain mythologies and stories, they're always out for their own gain, except for the Irish werewolf. God bless them. I love them very much. There's a
What is the Irish, like, the horse that, like, lives in the water?
the
and will
Kelpie?
just
God, I
kill
hate
you?
those things.
Yes. Yeah, those things are freaky.
But literally, like, that's essentially where I got my my unicorn lore from for my story. It comes from the Kelpie, whereas if you're like hanging out in a field, you see this beautiful white horse, and you're like, oh, it's so pretty, and it like beckons you to come ride it, and so you get on its back, and then it tangles you in its hair, and it rides you into the water and slowly drowns you. They're goddamn horrifying. I love them.
Yes, no, thank you.
It's absolutely horrifying in concept. But like I love them. It's such good stuff. I always love the stories of don't trust appearances.
Yeah.
Like, don't always trust what you see. Don't always trust what you see. Usually, if something of a higher power or a fae entity, whether it be fae, celestial, or what have you, if they're trying to like befriend you, they're trying to sell you something. Like that's essentially like a lot of the lessons of the stuff I write.
Yeah, I agree. Stephanie says Pan's Labyrinth, which I
Yes!
agree.
Pan's Labyrinth! Love me Pan's Labyrinth.
Really weird watch that, because I haven't seen it in probably like a decade.
Oh god, we should watch it. We should sit down and watch it. That'd be fun. Also, I'm sorry that I'm like taking so long on this, but I had a moment where I'm like, I forgot what color Thafron's eyes are, so please somebody remind me. I forgot. And I feel bad that I forgot. I was trying to look up reference, but I realized anytime I drew or colored him, I didn't have an eye color, and I'm like, oh fuck. What have I done?
Thank you. Looks cute.
I'm trying to figure out a color. I'm just gonna do pink ribbons, because that's precious.
Precious.
He's so cute. Look at this adorable magical girl wand. Yes, but I certainly... I've always enjoyed magical girl animes. That's just always been my thing.
Brown. Reddish brown.
Reddish brown, thank you!
There you go.
I am so
Man.
thankful. My goodness, what was that?
Heh.
Huh?
Heh. What?
What was that? I heard a noise.
What?
Okay.
What are you hearing?
I heard a man yelling.
Oh, John's playing, Batman Arkham City in the other room.
Is he okay? Does he need help?
Yes, he's fine.
Okay. What level is he on? Where's he at? What's happening? I need to know.
Let me see. Let me ask him. Hey, John.
He'd be like, what?
They want to know where you're at in Arkham City.
Actually beat the main story.
Oh, did you? Where are you at now?
I'm just doing side quests. Like right now, I'm chasing after
Is it the Joker? It sounds like him.
It's not. No, the Joker's dead because.
It's not always the Joker, Lynn.
Main mission. But there's a lot of side missions to do. I'm just trying to find Mr. Freeze's wife right now.
Oh God, no!
Vic just yelled, "Oh God, no!"
What happened?
Yeah.
John's playing Arkham City right now, and he's trying to do the side quest where you find Mr. Freeze's wife.
No.
Also, I just noticed the shirt you're wearing too, and I appreciate that greatly.
Was
that intentional?
What's the shirt he's wearing?
Aw.
What's he doing?
He's wearing a Batman shirt.
I mean, the trailer for the new movie came out today, and I'm so stoked about it. I feel like I need to yell about it to somebody. I'm so excited.
Yeah.
And I know everybody's tired of Batman movies, but I'm really excited for this Batman movie. Okay,
So Redwall was a TV show?
What?
Redwall was a TV show?
Yeah. There was
didn't know
an
that.
animated TV show for it a while. It was like on I believe it aired on PBS. God, I love Redwall. I love Redwall.
I'm
very much.
looking at like a bunch of like stuff from my childhood, and did you ever watch Little Nemo?
Yes.
Yes.
I did.
That was some weirdness.
That was a fucking trip.
I
of a movie
always,
to
oh my
watch.
god, like I always love, falling into conversation again about magic and stuff. Like especially, I don't think did I ever send you a video about like soft world building and hard world building, or was that strictly to Jesus?
I think it was something we talked about on the show.
Oh, that's right, yeah. Yeah, so
Because we did like a whole...
Yeah, so the whole, like, hard world building versus soft world building, where hard world building deals with trying to build your world in a foundation that is logical and believable to the audience, whereas soft world building is, you know, sometimes there just happens to be a guy that looks like a radish, and he's just there, and you're just gonna have to come up with that solution on your own.
Yes.
Yeah, which I always love, like, the Studio Ghibli style of, this is how it works, and this is just what you're... Take it or leave it. That's what you got.
And
that
you
boy
know
turns
what?
into a dragon.
As a kid, I never questioned it. I was like, okay, that's just how it is.
Right, yeah, like, I love that.
And like, I think that's where a lot of, like, especially in English classes, where they're like, what is the meaning behind this? I'm like, why does everything have to have an excuse or, like, a reason to do?
Right.
You know? Sometimes it just be that way.
Sometimes they just do.
Sometimes, like, the curtains are a blue color because...
Yeah, you don't have to think too hard
like,
on it.
Yeah. Like, the Scarlet Letter. The letter could have stood for asparagus for all we knew.
I mean, yeah.
Asparagus. Like...
You just really don't like asparagus, do you?
I love asparagus.
You do?
Like with garlic salt, yeah.
Ooh.
But it has to be like cooked where it's like floppy.
Oh, you like the floppy
I don't
asparagus?
like stiff asparagus.
You don't like crunchy?
I do. It has to be like in between.
What about fried asparagus?
What do you mean fried?
Like it has a little bit of a crunch to it.
I like a little bit of crunch, yeah. A little bit of a crunch is
I
good.
like it when it's like wrapped in bacon. That's always delicious.
Mm.
Yeah.
Asparagus.
So now we're
Gosh,
going to
I'm
talk
trying
about
to-
the saute method of... I can't say that. It's going to trigger Jeremiah.
He'll come out of the woodwork.
I'll be like, no, you're not
What?
allowed to saute.
You're not allowed to use oil and saute.
There's a whole story behind that. Just trust me when I say there's a whole, like, story behind that. And that being, one day Jeremiah was told that you're not allowed to saute with oil in the pan. And that, I mean, that's just what he was told one day. You're not allowed to do that.
I'm looking through this like
It's not allowed,
catalog
it's illegal.
of family-friendly shows from the 90s and Watership Down's in it.
Oh, yeah,
like-
totally family-friendly movie.
Yeah, it's totally family-friendly movie.
I think it's a show apparently.
It was a it's a Netflix show currently. It was rebooted as a Netflix show. Initially, it was a animated film in the 70s, and it was absolutely horrifying to witness.
Yeah, I remember watching that.
Yep. The animated show is a little bit more. I'm not gonna say it's lighter in tone, but in style, it's certainly a lot cleaner.
What is your opinion on this series of movies? Specifically the first one, because I don't remember the other ones.
Okay.
The Never-Ending Story.
I have more of a Vic looks straight over at me.
I literally looked right at Tabitha, and I'm like, "What's your opinion?" I feel like I have no say.
And then I read the books.
I have no say in this.
So which is better? Which do you like more?
I do prefer the books better because eventually they bastardize the movies.
I only ever saw
Great.
one movie.
I only the first one I barely remembered. I just remember.
The first one
I remember the horse.
Oh,
The
Tax!
rock fighter.
Was good.
Tax! That's all I remember.
And
And
the big dragon guy. What brought
Oh,
him there?
Luck Dragon. Oh, Falcor.
Yeah. Falcor.
Falcor!
that movie in a sense scarred me as a child.
Great.
Not because of what happened to Artex, no.
I mean, everybody got scarred from that.
No,
If you-
I accepted that.
Look,
That didn't scar me as much as apparently
Okay.
that scarred everybody else.
hey, imagine being a child that my hyperfixation as a child was horses. Now watch that movie while having said hyperfixation of horses. Continue.
That's where my fear of fucking Gamort came from.
Oh yeah, the big dog.
That fucking wolf.
That was just Champ.
That fucking animatronic wolf.
That was
scared
just
the
Champ.
shit out of me as a kid.
You know what? Like irrational fear I had from a movie was what was it? Was it a bull or I think it was from James the Giant Peach. Whatever the heck that was.
Oh, the rhino.
The rhino. Was it a rhino?
Oh my god,
I
yeah,
don't
the
know what-
rhino in the sky, yeah.
That
What the
thing
fuck, Roald
scared
Dahl?
me.
I think Roald Dahl had a lot of shit, like, from his stories that one way or another scarred us as kids. For you, James and the Giant Peach and the Rhino. For me, Angelica Houston as the Grand High Witch and the Witches.
I've never seen The Witches. I feel like I need to, but I never did.
It's on Netflix. It's pretty... It's interesting.
Ooh. I'm reading through chat right now. Let's see. Ooh, the Knuckleavi is a skinless centaur that still has the full horse part and whose arms drag on the ground and the human head is twice as big as normal. That sounds horrifying and I love it. Yay, everybody hyped for Batman. I'm so excited. Also, Jeremiah has suggested to you, Lynn, tempura battered asparagus.
Jeez.
Let's see. The first movie ended halfway through the book is what Shane said about Neverending Story.
Yes.
Then the comment said Bastian and Atreyu in the book. Oh my god, there's stuff.
Yes.
There's stuff. Also, Steph mentioned Dark Crystal. That's a fun magic system, I feel.
It is.
I love the Dark Crystal.
Very, very neat.
I never watched the series, but I love the Dark Crystal.
I tried. I watched like the first or second episode of the series, and I really like how they did this one specific thing, and it was because like this Gelfling like their family lived underground, like their entire existence they live underground, and she has to go above ground to go do some stuff. And the only way she could do that is if she had a blindfold that had very tiny holes in it, so she wouldn't go blind.
Oh my god.
Up in the sunlight, so she would have to walk around. I don't know if she kept it or if she eventually got rid of it, but she'd have to like have the blindfold on, and that's how she would get around on the surface. And I was like, I really like that detail.
I mean,
I thought it was fantastic.
It's technically how drow are too.
I mean, yeah, in a way. I really love this scene that you painted.
I feel like something needs to go in the middle, but I don't know what.
I have a suggestion, but I don't know.
I got you.
Yes. Yes, thank you.
There you go.
What is it?
Wait.
I can't see.
Wait.
It's a Lynn.
Oh my god.
Oh.
Hold on. I'm gonna make it better.
Yes.
Nah.
Waiting. Oh, your acorn hat! Yes! Oh my god, there needs to be a little Lynn in an acorn hat.
I look like a candle.
Oh, what layer were you on?
I don't know.
Here.
There. I had another movie, but I don't remember what it was. I had it, and then I said never ending story, and now I lost it.
Was it in any way related to that, or?
Yeah, it was in the same realm of existence as that.
It wasn't,
I definitely felt it was more of a Tabitha thing, though.
Oh, ooh, that's interesting.
not Legend, is it?
No. Was it?
Willow?
I remember Willow, but that wasn't what I was going for. Let me see if I can find it.
It's a movie that screamed me.
Yes.
I don't know.
Let's see.
Do you remember
Here.
what it like consisted of?
That's what it was. It was the Page Master.
Oh, I love the Page Master.
Page Master. Everybody I remember so many people complained about that movie, and I'm like, what? I liked it.
It was a good movie.
I loved that movie. I love that movie so much. I thought it was so cool, like, you know, with it being live action and then, like, all the colors were, like, splashing around, turning it to cartoon. I thought that was the coolest stuff.
Right, yeah, same.
And, like, going into, like, you know, classic books was awesome.
Oh my god, the Jekyll and Hyde one was my favorite scene.
Jesus Christ.
I love the, the horror book being, like, kind of like a bumbling idiot. I thought that was so cute.
That was adorable.
All horror.
And he, like, afraid of everything instead of, like, the gross monster. But he was supposed to be Frankenstein, so I get that now, but...
Yeah.
As a kid, you don't know these things. Page Master. I wish there was another one, or if, like, it would be awesome if they remade that.
Oh my god. The
With,
one,
like,
the one
today's
remake
effects.
we'll enjoy.
Yeah. Now I'm going through all of these, like, old... Okay. What are your thoughts on the magic in Fern Gully?
I love how you look directly over it.
Right! It's your
Bitch.
movie!
Again, unpopular opinion, I liked Fern Gully. I enjoyed that one.
Fern Gully's fun.
Mind it. Didn't mind it. It was definitely a movie of its time, I feel, with the whole, like, save the rainforest kind of thing, which is great.
My one opinion...
Tim Curry was the bad guy.
Tim Curry is
another
the bad guy,
great.
yes.
I also love the fact that...
Tone Rock was the lizard.
I mean...
with his crazy voice.
I love the fact that, when Tao and I, we were binging Avatar the other day, and there was, like, literally a scene where the bad guy got trapped in an ancient tree, and she went motherfucking Fern Gully. So, that's...
I like how clueless that guy was about nature, too.
Himbo.
I don't know. Mm-hmm. Oh, he was. And she's like, can't you feel its pain? He's like, no.
No, I've never fucking thought about this in my life.
Oh my god, it's Lena and Irian. Can't you feel its pain? No.
No, I don't know what's happening. Oh wait, hold on. There we go.
Man, I'm looking through all these old movies and my heart is aflame. Okay, here's another magical movie from our childhood, Matilda.
Oh.
Thoughts?
Why are you looking at me?
Because you like
Again.
Matilda. I never really like watched these movies a lot. I've watched them like once in my childhood and that was it.
I liked Matilda as well, but I think it was another one of those ones where for whatever reason, it got a lot of hate. I don't know why.
What was the movie? Hold on, Stephanie said Thumbelina and Vic. We just had a conversation. Like,
God, we had the longest
Christ.
conversation about Thumbelina the other day.
Oh, Thumbelina.
We had a long conversation about it.
My thoughts on the prince. That marriage would have never worked out. Let's be honest.
No, I don't think he would. He didn't. Yeah, he did not have the energy of being anywhere remotely interested in her or anyone of her gender.
I know.
He had a big old bumblebee.
Yeah, big old bumblebee. Yeah, I loved it.
God.
Big old bumblebee. But yeah, wasn't Matilda supposed to be like a?
The frogs from
Like,
Thumbelina.
I loved the frogs from Thumbelina. Thank you.
Look, Chara was one of the.
Yep, Charo.
God.
But wasn't Matilda supposed to be like a play on like gifted kids or
Yes.
something?
Mm-hmm.
I never got that as a kid. I was just like, oh, she has magic because.
Yeah, that's what I thought too. I was a dumbass. I was a whole fucking dumbass.
I was just like, okay, she has magic. Okay, no questioning whatsoever.
I was like, okay, so she could just do shit with her mind. She's a fucking. Oh my god. There we go.
Another movie. Have you ever seen the movie We're Back?
Yes.
Yes.
I love that movie.
So
Don't
again,
at me, I've loved that
as a kid, brain enhancing cereal. Sure.
Yeah. That's how that works.
No, like and the brain draining cereal
Holy
from
shit.
his twin, his evil
West,
twin. I was like, hey,
West fucking needs that cereal, let me tell you.
I will say that scene where the bad guy gets eaten by all the crows,
Horrifying.
and all that's left is like all that stuff is left is this like screw eyeball.
Mm-hmm.
Scared the hell out of me as a kid.
Same.
Oh,
Thank you
I was
for
like, oh, well.
reminding me of my stupid irrational fear I had as a kid of birds.
Professor Screw Eye, which is a weird name.
Yeah, because he had a screw eye.
It made sense.
It made perfect sense. There, okay, I've added to your scene.
Ah, that's adorable.
Yes.
Wait, you gotta make you behind it
You gotta make me behind it?
running. You gotta make yourself behind. Just leg. There. Perfect.
There you go.
I'm not gonna lie though, I really like how that came out.
Yeah, it looks really good. You're getting really good at your environments. I'm so proud of you.
I need to practice more.
You
so we
do.
can have
You're
good
doing
environment.
good.
We're gonna have a good environment for comic.
You're doing fantastic.
Thumbelina.
Thumbelina.
Looking at more stuff.
Alright.
We just had a conversation about An American Tail not too long ago as well.
We did. We certainly did.
Family friendly movies from the 90s.
Right. I cleared the thing.
Ooh. Another movie that I really enjoyed as a kid was An Indian in the Cupboard. And like that whole
I love how
magic
this
system.
is just a trip on nostalgia, and I love it.
It turned into
What
a
is
trip
it?
down nostalgia lane.
It had magic in it, which is what I'm
Oh,
saying,
yeah.
with like
It
the
did.
idea of like you put the thing in the cupboard and then you open it and it's alive and then you put it back and it's not. I think that's cool.
It is sad because with the books, they go into so much more detail. There's so many books too. But the movie didn't do well enough for them to get a sequel.
Nope.
It was kind of half done.
Yeah, it was.
Yes.
What is another good magic movie?
Magic movie.
Magic movie.
Stephanie said talking about telekinesis, Carrie.
Oh my god.
They're all gonna laugh at you.
No. We don't talk about Carrie as a movie.
Oh god. I forgot this movie existed and I hated it still.
What?
A Troll in Central Park.
Oh dear lord.
I liked it when I was a kid, and then I got real sick of it.
I did not like it at all. I don't think there was a point where I ever liked it. I was like, well, this is a movie I watched, and that was like it. That was like literally my thought about it. I'm like, that was a movie I watched.
I just distinctly remember going to we didn't have Blockbuster near our house. We had Movie Gallery.
Oh my god.
And
Shook.
I remember going there and constantly renting A Troll in Central Park and The Last Unicorn.
That's
all
precious.
the time.
That's precious. I love
all
it.
the time. And I remember I would go upstairs in like, because we had this weird like loft thing kind of in our old farmhouse, and I'd go upstairs and I would watch it, and I would have my Nintendo 64 sitting next to me with Harvest Moon 64 in it, and I would sit there and I would watch it repeatedly.
That's so
Good
cute.
times.
That's precious. The Adventures of Baby Lynn.
Yes. Did I ever tell you about the time there was a bat in my room?
No,
when I
you
was
did
a
not
kid?
tell me about that.
So, again, I used to live on a farm, 100-acre farm, on this road called Green Road. And we had this old farmhouse that we literally inherited from my father's side of the family as we were living out in California. So it's like reverse Beverly Hillbillies. And literally my dad got a call like, hey, your like aunt died or something. You have like, you can take care of the farm now. Like it
What?
got split among all the uncles, and it like all of the uncles didn't want anything to do with it, but my dad was like, yeah, we'll go there. So we packed up all our crap from LA and we flew to Kentucky, of all places.
Kentucky. Oh my god, this
And
is like...
we lived on a farm. Yeah. We had pigs
Oh my god, this is
that
like
lived in our house.
I love it.
Yep. We had 3 of them.
Trixie.
4. We had Thelma, Louise, Wilbur, and Elvis.
Of course one was named Wilbur.
That was the one we kept. We had to get rid of the other ones. But it was a girl. I named it because I was like, Wilbur, obviously from Charlotte's Web.
Yeah.
But it was a girl pig, so its name was Wilhelmina, but we called him Wilbur.
Precious.
But yeah, they lived in our house. Like, they would like run around our house like dogs.
I love it.
Anyway, my room used to be on the 2nd floor, and everyone else's was on the bottom floor. So I was up there by myself. And I was like 6, probably. I had this big old room to myself. And it's an old farmhouse, and it had a lot of like old things about it, I guess. And I distinctly remember I had a air conditioning unit in my window. And I guess there was a gap in the window, and it attracted a bat into my room.
Bat.
Like the light of my room. And I guess how a bat got in. And I remember sitting in my room, I don't know what I was doing, but I look up and there was just a bat flying around the light of my room. And I screamed and I started crying because I was 6 years old.
Ah,
Honest. And
the tiniest pain.
I thought it was a vampire and it was going to kill me.
The tiniest little bit.
And so I was screaming. My parents didn't give a shit, apparently,
Oh.
because I threw a blanket over my head and ran out of my room and like went to the edge of the staircase, and I was like, "There's a bat in my room!" And my brother walked to the edge of the staircase and looked up, and he was like, "What?" And I was like, "There's a bat in my room." And I remember him turning around to my parents, being like, "There's a bat in her room." And they're like, "No, it's not. It's probably like a bug or like a bird at most." And they come up there like, "Holy shit, it's a bat!" And then cue the Benny Hill theme song music as my dad tries to smack it with a racket for tennis.
What?
And then he brings up a BB gun at some point and was shooting pictures.
That makes perfect sense.
Sitting here just like thinking of that scene
we eventually caught it in a blanket and let it out outside. But yeah, that was my first experience with vampires.
That was a great story.
Thank you.
And I love how that ending sentence could be completely taken out of context. And that was my first experience with vampires.
With the vampires. Man, I used to do so much dumb stuff as a kid. Like, living on a farm.
Please tell us the stories of the farm.
No, like, I would just disappear for, like, hours on end as, like, a 7-year-old child. Because I would just walk in the woods by myself.
Yeah.
Constantly. And no one cared. Like, we had a rule, like, because we had a dinner bell on our porch, and our rule was, if you hear the dinner bell, you have to come home. And that was the only rule we had, but we can do whatever the heck else we wanted. I did invite a friend over to my house once, in elementary school. It was in the middle of winter, and I took them to the pond, because, like, that's all I had to do was, like, hike, so I knew all of these, like, trails and stuff. So I'm like, oh, we'll go to the pond, it'll be super cool, and the pond was frozen over. And they actually walked onto the pond and fell into it.
Oh god, that sounds like something I would do.
And me being stupid, I run out onto the ice and pull them out. And also being small, I did not break the ice.
Oh.
And I remember walking them back to the house, like freaking out because I'm like, oh my god, they're gonna have hypothermia and die. So I remember I actually took off my puffy jacket and gave it to them.
Oh my goodness,
and
bless you.
We walked all the way back to the house and whatever, and I never talked to that person again. They wanted nothing to do with me after that. I was like, okay, cool.
Oh my god. Oh, as I'm reading through chat again. So Rosette needs to work on environments for her comic, and this is our point where we tell Rosette to keep working on it.
Yes,
keep working on your comic. Because... Keep working on it. We're holding you accountable right now.
I am very excited for the thing that we discussed for our comic.
Oh god, I'm super excited for that.
Doing.
I'm super excited.
Yes. Yes.
Also, Rosette has solidarity for you in the sense that the same thing happened to me with a mouse. I screamed and my parents thought it was a lizard. This was last year.
Oh.
Oh no.
We had a lot of snakes in our basement too. Like,
oh man.
Snakes hanging out. Like, whatever.
I don't remember having much wild encounters with animals, but that's because I lived in the suburbs.
Yeah. I never lived in the suburbs, and I was always jealous of people that did, because I'm like, wow, you can, like, walk to each other's houses.
Oh my god, I never did that. I was actually jealous of people that lived out in the countryside, and I'm like, wow, you get to live in the woods, and, like, be surrounded by...
I didn't have any friends growing up, and I think that's why I...
Plot twist, neither did I!
So much.
I lived in the suburbs, and I never had friends.
Like, you see these movies of, like, kids, like, going up to each other's houses. They're like, can they come outside and play? And then, like, running up and down the sidewalk and, like, build... I've always wanted to, like, have that, like, Sandlot / like, God, what was the show? Little Rascals, like, vibe where, like, let's go, like, build a boxcar and enter a race. Like, that's all I've ever wanted.
Real shit, I've always wanted that, too. I lived in the suburbs. I had that opportunity to do that, but I was just never allowed to go anywhere. And I never made friends, and it was sad in the sense of my mom would force kids to come over to our house to spend time with me and my siblings, and that just felt fucking awkward as shit. You're just making it worse. I feel incredibly lonely because I cannot make a real connection with people, and you're just forcing people to hang out with me. Therefore, I think I'm an inconvenience. You know, that kind of shit.
The most I remember doing was...
Also, like, we had this one kid that would, like, hang out at our house, and he was a fucking asshole. And I just always wanted him to leave.
I just remember telling my mom I would be going over to a friend's house.
Dominic, if you're out there, you were a fucking bitch. I'm sorry.
Who?
I'm just saying.
Who?
His name was Dominic, and he was a fucking asshole. If you're out there, I swear to God.
No,
God.
I'll fight you, man.
For me, it was to go saying I was going over to a friend's house, and then from there we would either go to our park or the back of the subdivision.
So you had that. That's wonderful.
Shit.
That's wonderful. You had that. You had the Sandlot dream.
That's all I've wanted.
I know. I've always wanted to go on a zany adventure with friends
God.
after hanging out in
I
an
will say-
abandoned baseball lot.
I will say, the perks of growing up on a farm is I learned how to drive in a Jeep that had no brakes
That's amazing.
by driving in the woods.
That's
That
amazing.
was fun. And I was riding like quads and dirt bikes since like the age of 8.
Oh,
So
man.
like if I was bored, I would just go into our barn and get our dirt bike and just go ride around.
That's so awesome.
It was very fun.
The
I would
most
just
I
do
was
that for
ever
hours.
the most I was ever allowed to drive was a golf cart. And that like
We had
that,
a bunch of dumb stuff.
I never got to do dumb stuff. I wish I was allowed to do dumb stuff. Maybe this is why I'm always doing dumb shit now. I'm trying to make up for all the dumb shit I could have done when I was a kid. Although I will say, one of my defining moments as a child, which I think you'll find amusing. When I was in kindergarten, it was the first day of class and I didn't want to be there, and so I literally stood up and I told the entire class, "You will not see me tomorrow, because I'm going to be moving far away. I'm going to be moving to live on a farm in the countryside, and you will never see me again." And that's what I told
to my
them.
house. Clearly.
Yes. I was going to your house, apparently. And that's what I told people. And then I came to school the next day.
You're just like, oh, whoops. So I have like a birthmark on my wrist, and that's why I wear like a wristband all the time. Because like I was told as a young kid, like, oh, don't let it see too many like UV ray sunlight things because it could develop into whatever.
Yeah.
But I didn't wear wristbands a lot. I probably not until like 2nd grade, but I've been wearing one for like every single day for my entire life since then. But when I was a kid, everyone would like look at it or like ask questions about it, and like because it takes up like a good chunk of my wrist. But
Yeah.
I would tell people I was turning into a bear or I was a werewolf.
Oh my god, that's so awesome. I would have believed you. Like, real shit, if I knew you at that point, I would have straight up believed you. And I would be like, can you bite me? I was obsessed with werewolves as a kid. So I'd be like, can you fucking bite me right now? I used to watch, the OG Teen Wolf. So, yeah, with what Michael J. Fox, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, with Michael J. Fox. I used to watch the original Teen Wolf a lot, so I was like obsessed with werewolves.
You're like, I need this.
I need to be a werewolf right now. Somebody bite me.
I can confirm I don't think I'm a werewolf, but also I can't prove that I'm not.
Lynn. That explains why I can never talk to you on nights that there's a full moon.
I mean, people got stuff to do on full moons, okay?
Fair, very fair. Maybe you're an active member in the witch community and you just go to do seances or some shit.
The seances in the woods.
The seances out in the woods where you're not being a werewolf.
No, not at all. Of course not.
No. Why would you be? That's so strange.
I love how we're just spiraling into nostalgia at this point.
I mean, it's
and
fun.
I'm here for it.
I'm just sitting here drawing magical girls, so it's totally chill.
We're still on.
This is our last draw of the night, by the way.
Oh, is it?
I mean, we're at it's 12:22, Lynn.
I did not realize that. I also slept in today, so
You did.
You know.
Good for you. I was frosting cakes today. I hope you had a good nap.
Naps. I'm looking at 70s kids movies. I don't know why, but I am.
mean, 70s kids movies. I mean, I have never experienced 70s kids movies. So what you
Pete's
got?
Dragon.
Wait,
Oh, the
I remember
Rescuers
Pete's
is from the 70s?
Is it?
That's what it says. It's the Rescuers.
I had no idea.
I don't remember the original Rescuers too much, but I remember the one where they go to Australia.
That's the same for me. I think that's the same experience for. Oh my god, voice crack. I think it's the same experience for everybody.
And because we had the same discussion about American Tail, I don't remember the first one, but I definitely remember the one where they go to Wild West.
I definitely remember the second one way more, and I remember watching the second one strictly in Spanish. That was my first experience with American Tail. Is I just watched it in the Spanish dub.
You're like, I don't know what's happening.
I don't know what's happening. I thought they moved to the west. What's going on?
Oh, the Robin Hood with the foxes was made in the 70s.
Oh my god, there's so many movies made in the 70s that I watched already. I thought they... Oh my god.
I loved that guy. I loved him.
That's how you know it's late.
So fun fact, I physically read the original tale of Robin Hood from like the medieval period. Very difficult to read, but I read it because
Oh my god.
I love Robin Hood. I
Nice.
love Robin Hood. I love Robin Hood lore. That is a very sad ending for a book.
Oh no.
Because the book ends and then it's got the bits afterwards, the epilogue, right?
Yeah.
Yes. And the first sentence in it was like, I wish I could tell you that Robin Hood died alongside his king in a war, but that's not what happened. I'm like, oh, okay. And then I made the mistake of reading the rest of it, and I was like, okay, well, that's ruined for me forever.
Huh, whoops.
Yeah. Do you want to know what happens?
Yeah, go ahead, spoil it for me.
Sad. I
don't think I'm going to read this anytime soon.
So you probably won't see it in any film adaptations either because it's not a good ending. It's very sad.
Oh no.
But so Robin Hood is probably like in his 50s at this point, so he's still relatively young, but old, I guess, back in that
He's
era.
fucking ancient back in the ye old days.
But he's still like doing his thing, and like he's like best buds with the king, like his buddy the king.
Yeah.
And the merry men have disbanded.
Yeah.
So they're all off doing their own thing now, and Robin Hood's not feeling good, so he's like, oh, like I'm traveling, I'm gonna go to this like nun place. What is that called?
A nunnery?
It's not church. Is it a nunnery? Okay.
Get thee to a nunnery!
Get thee to a nunnery. But he goes there, and he's like, hey, I'm not feeling well, like, can you, like, help me out? And they're like, oh, like, one of the nuns is like, oh, this is Robin Hood. He's a bad dude, because they were aligned with the old king.
Mm-hmm.
Like, the king's brother, who was, like, an a-hole. That guy.
Yeah.
And
that motherfucker.
The nun was like, oh, this guy, like, has a big bounty on him. He's not a good dude. We gotta do something about this. So they're like, oh yeah, we'll take care of you. Let's get you upstairs, and we'll do like the bloodletting thing with like the leeches and stuff, because that was a thing they did.
Yeah. And
he's like, oh yeah, cool, that's whatever. Like whatever, that's fine. So they take him up there and they cut his wrists.
Oh my god!
Incorrectly on. Well, they do it because that's what you're supposed to do, but they do it too deep and in the wrong spot on purpose.
Oh my god.
And they leave him in the room and lock the door and just go downstairs and wait for him to die.
What the fuck?
Oh, it gets sadder.
There's more!
There's more. So he thinks it's fine, and then he realizes they're not coming back.
Oh no.
And he's like, oh my god, he's like legit dying at this point. And he like stumbles to the window, and he like blows his like horn, because they all had like a horn, because like that's just a thing he had, and he's like freaking out, and then Little John shows up because he heard the call. He busts down the nunnery's door and just starts throwing shit. Like he's like, what the hell did you do? And he busts down the door up in the second floor, and he finds Robin like dying basically.
Oh my god.
And he carries him. Like, he picks him up in his arms, and he's like, and Robin Hood's like, I'm dying, this is, like, the end of it. He's like, can you hand me my bow and arrow and take me to the window? And Little John is like, yeah, absolutely, bro, I'll do it. And he takes Robin to the window, and Robin shoots an arrow out the window, and wherever it lands, he requests that's where he wants to be buried. And so he's like, okay. So, Little John takes Robin downstairs, and pretty much looks like a badass in front of all these nuns, like, you done fucked up. And they get to the arrow, Robin is dead, and all of his merry men had come because they heard his call.
Oh my god.
And then they bury him where the arrow landed out in the woods.
Jeez. That was a lot.
I know! I will never forget that, because I'm like, I love books with sad endings, and like
I
it
realize
gave
this.
me the choice. It gave me the choice to read the epilogue too.
It's like,
So
if you so
I
wished
could've-
for this sadness, and you're like, yes, give me the sadness.
Yes, give me the sad. I think it was just like a really awesome like storytelling like sequence of events.
I mean, yeah, for sure it is. But just, damn, what the fuck?
Yep. So that is how Robin died. Also, fun fact: Tim and Maid Marian like had like a brief encounter, and nothing ever came of it. By
I'm
the
shook.
way, yeah. Lame.
Like,
we
damn. The movie's hyped that up for
Alright.
no reason.
They honestly, yeah, because
Oh my god, it's literally the equivalent of they were standing in a room together.
pretty much that. Like, I think they talked like a little bit once, and he was like, he might have like made like a remark that actually he didn't make any remarks. It was the person writing it that was like, oh, and she's the most beautiful like woman in the land or whatever, and that was it.
Oh my god.
It focused on him and his bros scamming people in the woods.
And then the movies just wrote fanfic.
Essentially, yeah, and it's funny though because in the book and like all of like the legit lore of Robin Hood, he was not a nice guy.
Oh my god. I'm shook.
He wasn't a hero. He would literally swindle people. And
What? He wasn't the scoundrel hero that would steal from the rich and give to the poor?
he would not like he would
Wow.
actually scam poor people if I'm not
Oh my
mistaken.
god.
Like I think there was one specific scene like where I think he would help people, but only if they actually needed it and deserved it. But like there was a scene where like a bad guy was like, hey, just pretend you're like a poor person, you can get money off this guy. So he's like, okay, cool. So he goes over to Robin Hood, he's like, oh yeah, I'm super poor and stuff, and like Robin caught on and
God.
was like, oh yeah, we'll give you some money. Here's like 10 gold or whatever. Hey, do you wanna stay with us and have food? And he's like, oh, that sounds awesome. So like all the merry men like make this fantastic feast of food, and like they let him stay and they like entertain him, and they're like, cool, that'll be 10 gold.
Oh my god.
And they rob him essentially and make him leave.
That's... Oh my god.
He was an a-hole.
So, basically chat consensus here from Shane. Robin Hood is just stranger then.
He wasn't as chaotic and like random as Stranger, I feel.
But he swindled people.
But he would swindle people, absolutely. But he was generally a good guy. Just don't fuck with him or get on his bad side.
Yes.
But I will say it focused a lot of him and like 2 other dudes in his group.
Oh my god.
And I'll just leave it at that.
Oh my god.
So, you know, the Merry Men, the band of brothers.
My god. That was a lot to take in.
Just throwing that out there. Hey, I'm just repeating what it was written. No, they never like went into detail about anything, but you're just like, there's a reason he did not give a shit about Maid Marian.
Oh my
I
god.
think.
He just did not care.
Nope. He was too busy having fun in the woods with his bros.
That's code for something.
With Little John.
I always knew it.
We
They were being too
Well,
merry
I
of
know.
men.
must trust each other.
Yeah. This makes you just want to rewatch Men in Tights.
God, I loved Men in Tights,
Men in
and
Tights
that's where
is so funny.
that's where I first had the introduction of Cary Elwes,
Oh,
and that
yeah?
man is gorgeous.
He is gorgeous.
He is gorgeous. Didn't age that well, but he is gorgeous in those movies. Look, I'm just saying.
You're
Men
allowed
in
to say
Tights-
things.
Men in Tights and Princess Bride are like his peak.
I love Princess Bride. Princess Bride's one of my favorite movies.
It took me a
Speaking of
long
an
time to
interesting,
watch it.
speaking of an interesting system of, I guess, magic? Question mark.
Mhm.
I mean, that was certainly a form of necromancy that was used in the movie.
Honestly, I figure that's how, like, Addy is. He's not fully dead.
He's not dead. There's a difference.
He's not dead. Yeah.
I can work with this.
That's how I always picture it. It's like, he's not dead.
He's not dead.
It's fine. But yeah, Men in Tights was, like, the best. Mel Brooks.
Yes.
Bless.
Hello. God bless. So that was a fun conversation.
Yeah, I'm glad I changed your views on
Thank
Robin
you.
Hood for you.
Everybody's agreeing that Robin Hood's just Stranger. Stranger in tights. That's all. That's what Robin Hood is.
Oh, here's a fun fact that I just remembered about Robin Hood. He would actually, like, put people he's killed heads on pikes and just leave them around the woods.
That's littering.
That's Stranger.
That's just Stranger. God, that's littering. That's terrible. Don't do that. Don't litter.
Don't litter.
Don't litter. That just makes me think of the post that I sent you earlier, where it was like essentially Goblin Core aesthetic, where it's oh fuck, it completely escaped me. Holy shit. Oh my god. What the fuck did I send you? I gotta go back and look at it because I completely forgot everything. Brains just stopped working. Oh yeah, the whole the whole post about you know, you're a goblin friend if, and like it was like listing a bunch of stuff off, and one of the posts that I read was complete peak Stranger energy. It was just like, hey, give me your teeth.
Oh yeah, give me your teeth. Don't ask questions. Just
Don't ask questions. I don't know. I just want teeth. Don't ask questions. It's for an art project. Don't get
I'm
Stranger.
making teeth. I'm gluing teeth to this piece of paper.
Oh my god.
Oh, here's a fun, like, vulture core thing that I did as a kid.
Oh my god.
So when we were in middle school, we had to dissect owl pellets.
Yes, I remember doing
because
that.
science class was cool like that, and I had a full bird in mine.
Whoa.
Like, bird skull and all, and I glued it to a piece of paper, and I kept it for years because I thought it was so cool.
That's some Addy energy.
Yeah, it was neat.
Just construction paper, bird skull.
It was
done.
It was blue construction paper, and it was just like, bam, bird skull.
Bird
Awesome.
skull. Fantastic. Oh, that's amazing. I didn't find anything interesting in my owl pellet.
Yeah, I had a full bird skull, and I remember because I could see the beak peeking out of like side of it. I was like, ooh, that's something.
Again, all the cool shit.
I'm looking at more 60s kids movies now because I'm just going down a rabbit hole.
You are fully immersed in a rabbit hole, and I literally cannot stop you because I'm in the middle of finishing this art piece.
Well, The Sword and the Stone.
I love Sword.
Do you remember that movie?
I do remember that movie.
I was actually thinking about the other day of what would have been like if, like, Grayson had turned into a squirrel like they had in that situation.
That's one long squirrel.
Just a big, long purple squirrel. I barely remember the movie, but I just remember the squirrel part, and then, like, the girl squirrel being upset and sad.
Wait, hold on. No, she was so sad because he wasn't actually a squirrel. That's right.
Yep.
This is
I
just a
didn't know that
Grayson
was made in
squirrel.
the 60s. He has a bushier tail.
Excuse
Like
me.
He has a big chonking tail. Actually, it would probably curl. Like, it would probably really just annoyingly curl. Yeah.
There, that's what a Grayson squirrel looks like. It's just long legs.
Excuse. And then Dis Squirrel is just fur. He has two tails.
Yes. There.
Yep. Perfect. Did you ever watch a movie called The Incredible Mr. Limpet?
I did. I did watch
I
that
liked
movie.
that movie.
I did too. Oh my god, I was super excited watching that movie. Oh,
I thought it was super cool.
I thought it was a really cool concept. Guys just up one day just went, I just want to be a fish. And I was like, you know what? I'm here for you. Oh, wait, that explains everything.
It's like,
Hold on, that explains a lot.
it's like, you know what? I hate everyone. Everyone hates me. I'm just gonna go jump in the water and be a fish.
I'm gonna go jump in the water, be a fish, and have a fish wife. Fucking
What was
superb,
the,
my dude.
What was the reason that he had the sonar bark or whatever that was?
He was just a fish.
No, but he had like he could like bark or whatever, and it sounded like submarine sonar, and it would like mess up the enemy U-boats. Remember?
Maybe he like made himself part dolphin. I actually don't remember that part.
Yeah,
actually
he had like
gonna look it
this,
up now.
like that was like somebody. Okay,
I'm gonna look it up.
I'm reading a thing. Apparently, there was going to be a Incredible Mr. Limpet remake
What?
starring.
Oh no.
Excuse me. One of the next projects is decidedly much different. A remake of The Incredible Mr. Limpet with Zach Galifianakis as Don Knotts in the role, in like the lead role,
What?
with John Hamm, Sarah Silverman, and Josh Gad used. Apparently, this article was in 2014, so I'm assuming it didn't work.
Jim Carrey was also up for the role. Oh my god.
What is that? Oh, and then there's like Mr. Krusty. That really angry, like, crab or whatever that was.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh my god, that was that movie felt like a fever dream, but now I'm remembering it with, like, full clarity. I'm like, oh my god, that movie happened.
Cause it was supposed to be during like World War, was it the Cold War? I think it was the Cold War, 60s.
It had to do with
It had to do with a war of some sort.
I remember,
because that was
Nazis being involved.
it. I remember because he became like a big, like, celebrity for like.
Oh my god,
patriotism
Ginger
and
Rogers
joining
was
the war.
considered. Ginger Rogers was considered for the role of Ladyfish.
God bless.
Also,
the,
Grace Kelly
like,
Grace Kelly was considered for the role of Bessie Limpet.
Oh, Bessie. I love how she just accepted. He's like, I guess he's a fish now, and he has a fish wife. Have fun.
He is now a fish. That's just the way it is. I'm gonna rewatch this damn movie. 'Cause I'm like, holy shit.
We should, honestly, because
We'll
we
just
can
have
just
a
sit there and
movie
be like, what?
Like,
What
what the
just
fuck did we watch? Why? I don't think it was ever explained why he did the thing, but I remember him doing the thing, and everybody just accepted it.
Oh, he wanted to be a fish because life was simpler, and I think he went to the dock to drown himself.
He just wanted to be a fish, man. I
He's
agree.
like, fish, I distinctly remember him being like, fish live simple lives. They don't have to deal with all your human bullshit.
Yeah.
And then he goes to the dock.
Hey, man, being a human sucks. Just be a fish.
Yeah, I don't know if he jumped into the dock or if he was looking into his reflection and accidentally fell in. I think he fell in.
Yeah, he fell in. It was certainly he didn't do it on purpose at first, I would say.
Yeah. And then he was like, I'm gonna go back.
He's like, hold up, I'm gonna be a fish.
And then he accepted the fish life. And he's like, wow, this is so much better.
Agreed. I absolutely agree. Sometimes you just want to be a fish, and I say, go for it. Be that fish. It's easier to be a fish.
Oh, Alice in Wonderland was made in the 50s?
Man, that movie seriously explains a lot now. I remember watching it as a very young child, and I was like, yeah, man, be a fish. Yeah. I was so excited for him to be a fish. Explains so much. Oh my god. My life. Mr. Limpet.
Oh, Mr. Limpet. I always liked Don Knotts. I always thought he was cool.
Yeah. So Alice in Wonderland, God, that's a strange system of... Yes.
A strange guess.
The magic system is based off of acid, we should say.
It's about absurdity, right?
Sure.
I thought that's what it was about. Like
It's about
supposed
drugs.
to be, like the nonsensical of everything. But like wasn't the book had nothing to do with drugs, I thought. Like it was just about like the impossible. Like the inconceivable. And then the live action movies ruined it.
Yes, absolutely.
I did not like any of the live action movies.
That's fair. I did not care for them much either.
Like I like Johnny Depp and stuff, but my God, I hated him in that movie.
I'm trying to think of the word to say. I felt like those movies, in my opinion, it was the beginning of Disney wanting to bank off of what they already had.
Did Willy Wonka come before that or after that?
God, I don't know. I avoid that movie. I do. I don't.
Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
I don't like it. I just can't get into it. It's. I love Gene Wilder, but I just could not watch that movie for the life of me. I can't. I don't know why. It's just there's like a level of uncomfortableness to it that I just cannot stand.
It's weird.
It's very weird. Like, it was so weird that my brain couldn't connect to it, and I just went, you know what? I'm just not. I'm gonna remove myself from this.
Yeah, I mean, it was fine. I didn't like it, but I didn't dislike it. It was just kind of there.
Also, what was it? God, what was I read something, and I remember reading something about it. It was completely a parody thing of it, but it's either I read it or somebody was like talking about it, and I was like, you know what? Yeah, this makes perfect sense. Charlie is an asshole. Because
like everyone in that movie and book was an asshole.
Everybody was an asshole, but like, why is it specifically that Grandpa Joe, or whatever the fuck his name was, who did absolutely nothing but sit in a bed for 4 fucking years, is the one that gets to go to the chocolate factory because he mentioned it once, while he's got like 3 other grandparents sitting in a bed that probably did a lot more than Grandpa Joe did.
Yeah, no kidding. Everyone was just greedy, and I think that was like the point, though.
His mom was literally making a soup out of socks. Like, what the fuck?
Well, the whole point was like greed.
Yeah.
And because like there was that whole scene where like the guy was trying to be like, hey, I'll give you like money or whatever if you get this like recipe for the everlasting gobstopper, and like all of the kids took it except Charlie.
Yeah. Charlie's like, no, I'm inherently good for some reason. God, that was a weird movie. Let's see, reading through. Yeah, Willy Wonka is cringe. Correct! That's exactly the feeling I was going for. Let's see, the books for Alice were just a surreal series of nonsensical encounters. I mean, yeah, they were. Doug Long put it best when he said the Burton movies ruined the magic of Alice when they added rules and order to a chaotic, strange, and nonsensical world. Yeah, I think that explains it. The movies were trying to add rules and order to what's supposed to not make sense. I agree. That's
But then they're all like, well, then how are we supposed to make a movie that people will understand? I'm like, it needs to be an art film. It needs to not be.
Hit back on the God.
Yeah.
God, if you want some real nonsensical shit, 1970s avant-garde films. Holy shit.
Oh God, what's the Eraserhead was the one that I watched, and I was just like,
yeah,
I get it, but I don't,
it's like,
and I'm okay with it.
The general mood of it is, well, this is happening.
Honestly, yeah, and like I kind of like there's kind of a story. Ish. Ugh, that lady in the radiator though.
Oh God.
She'll haunt my nightmares forever.
That's yep. It's like that certainly happened.
Like, okay, cool. And then like that creepy baby.
Oh, the creepy baby. Every time I see the creepy baby, I'm just like, mood. That's just me when I don't have a nap.
There you go. Weird.
Oh God.
That chick.
Oh God, don't remind me.
But like that was like something everyone was like, oh my god, you gotta watch Eraserhead if you want to like get into weird avant-garde films. And I'm like, okay, I watched it. It was fine. I was like, I was expecting more with how everyone was like hyping it up. I really liked Fantastic Planet. I thought that was really fun to watch.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
The weird cartoon with the people.
Mm-hmm.
Did you ever watch it?
Yeah, I've seen bits and pieces of it.
Yeah, where it's got like the little people and like the ending's bizarre. I'll say that.
Oh yeah,
but
for sure.
The whole movie was, so it's cool. But it was fun. I liked it. I liked the art style. I thought it was weird.
Yeah, not necessarily avant-garde, but like in terms of old movies, I think one of my favorites in concept and in just in looks in general was the old silent one, A Trip to the Moon. That's a fun one, I feel.
Which one was that one?
It's the it's like
I know what you're talking about.
It's the old French film where a bunch of scientists load themselves up into a rocket and they shoot it with a gun to the moon, and the moon.
Oh,
it's like that slow zoom
right.
in of a dude's face, and then it like lands in his eye. That one.
That's right.
Yeah. I always thought that was a fun one.
Oh God, you know what that? Okay, hold on. I gotta find it. It's from The Mighty Boosh.
Oh my God.
I loved The Mighty Boosh. That was like one of my favorite things to watch.
There we go. My God.
Did you ever watch that?
No, I did not watch The Mighty Boosh. I never did.
You are in for a treat, my friend.
Oh no.
Because like The Mighty Boosh got big with the whole a couple years ago with the crap. Damn it. It was Old Greg. That's where it got popular.
Old Greg? Oh my God.
Okay, so it was super popular, at least around here. I don't know how it was like nationally, but it's this guy who is like a swamp creature, kind of.
What?
His name's Old Greg.
Old Greg.
Hold on. And
I'm here for
he
him.
kind of like, he wears a tutu.
Yes.
And he is the most stranger energy I've ever seen.
Yes.
Like,
I'm here for
too
it.
much. But like he talks like this, and he's like super weird, and
oh
like
my God.
he wears a suit. He wears like a suit, and his hair is like made of like kelp. And he has a little tutu on, and he like does this whole song and dance number asking if they love him.
Oh.
And like one of his quotes is, "I like you. What do you think of me?" And the other person says, "I don't rightly know, sir." And the guy's like, "Make an assessment."
Stranger.
Hold on, I'm gonna look up some quotes because it's so much stranger. There's also the crack fox. He's a fox who's on all of the drugs that lives in a tent.
Yes.
I think it was in the garbage can, actually, is where he lives.
That's
he's
stranger.
Called Crack Fox, and he's always like on crack and stuff. But it is the most bizarre movie I've ever seen.
Dear God.
It's about these two guys who just live together in a house, and they have a friend who's a genie, who also has a friend who's a giant gorilla.
Because that makes perfect sense.
Stranger should meet the crack fox.
Oh my God.
Oh God. Old Greg quotes, but it's such stranger energy.
It certainly sounds like it.
It's awesome.
Oh my
Let's see if I
God.
can find some. Have you ever drunk Bailey's from a shoe?
You get out of my head.
And he also comments on Bailey's creamy, soft, creamy beige.
Soft, creamy beige. Oh my God, I love it.
He referred to someone as a fuzzy little man peach.
This is just stranger. Like, where the
It
fuck?
is.
Who took this out of my head? Who did this? Who am I
Some
suing?
say he's half man, half fish, but some say he's more of a 70-30 split. Whatever the percentage, he's one fishy bastard.
Oh my God.
My lord.
That's amazing.
It's disgusting. You got the funk. The funk. That was always his thing.
Oh my god.
But yeah, it was a bizarre show that had absolutely no point, and it was great because it was one of those things where it just was. It just was. But
just was.
the point I was making about your like the moon thing is
Yes.
because they have a segment where it's the moon, but it's just a guy's face filled with whipped cream.
Yes.
And he just goes, "I'm the moon, hello." Like, that's all he does.
God.
He just sits there and, like, just says hi, and he says he's the moon, and, like, that's, like, their scene transition.
Yes, perfect.
God. Of course, Ash would be all up in this because it's got that one guy in it. Cockney.
Oh my goodness. That, oh, God.
But yeah, it's British comedy, so take it however you want.
I love
But it's got Noel Fielding in it.
Oh my god.
So
I love me
he's
some British
great.
comedy.
And oh god, he's great. It's the weirdest thing I've ever seen. But the mighty boosh was actually like a term that the other guy said describing Noel's hair. It was just a mighty boosh, and that's
Just a
where they
mighty
came up with the
boosh.
name. Mighty boosh.
That's fantastic.
Ah, man. I think it used to be on Adult Swim.
Really? Oh man.
I think so.
I did not spend a lot of time watching Adult Swim.
The Hitcher. Oh, I forgot about the Hitcher. The Hitch.
You're just having the time of your life over here.
Yes. This guy has a top hat, white hair, green face, and a donut on his eye.
What?
I wish I could explain it better.
I don't think you can. No, that's not what I want.
I'll get you a picture real fast for you.
God.
Just so you can have some context. Because everyone in chat is saying the Hitcher is stranger. So,
Oh my god. I'm nervous now.
yeah. It's just chaos. Were you a fan of like the Monty Python series?
Yes, I absolutely love the Monty Python series. I practically grew up on it.
I never got into it.
Really?
Because I didn't know what it was until like college, I think, like late high school, early college.
Oh my god.
Anyway, I sent you a picture of him, so have
Okay.
fun with that.
I will certainly try. What the fuck? That's a lot to handle.
Wait, let me get your old Greg real quick because that's
goodness, I was sent a whole scene.
Yes, have fun with that.
I'll have to watch that later. Oh, that's not what I wanted. Oh, why? Why?
Man,
Here we go. Done.
but yeah, I didn't get into like that kind of British comedy until so much later in my life, and
Yeah.
I'm sad. I think I tried to watch Monty Python and like The Meaning of Life. I think I tried to watch that at one point, but I never got through it because I was like, this is weird. This is
Oh, yeah.
stupid. I think my favorite, everyone's favorite, is The Holy Grail. I really think Life of Brian is better.
Life of Brian is fucking hilarious.
Life of Brian is my favorite, I think, out of all Monty Python.
I love Life of Brian. Of course, like Holy Grail was like the first one I was introduced to, so I love the Holy Grail.
I think it's because it was the more like released, I guess.
Yeah, it definitely was. If anything, I love. There's like so many skits from the Flying Circus that I just absolutely adore.
I actually never watched Flying Circus. I think I watched a documentary on Flying Circus where it like had.
I'm gonna send you so many skits later.
Well, there was a specific one I watched. I think it was like the anniversary of Flying Circus or something, because every now and then it would like cut to someone talking about it in like the skits and stuff.
Yeah.
I think it was like it wasn't the original. I think it was like a anniversary situation, because at one point, because it was a guy talking about, I think it was Steve Martin.
Yes.
Now I think about it, I think he was like the host of it, and he was just like, oh yeah, this is like Flying Circus was like the most popular of this era, and like he would just do like little factoids about it every now and then in between scenes. And at the very end, he's like, I wonder, what these guys are up to now, blah blah blah. And he opens a closet, and the entire cast is inside the closet, and he just goes and then closes it.
Yeah.
And then that was it. Their cameo was literally like 5 seconds long.
I love them so much. They're so fantastic.
One skit that I remember that had me laughing so much was like, God, what was it? It was like something to do with like they were on a fighter jet or something, and they were introducing all of the characters in the crew.
Yes.
Fuck, I'm gonna have to look that up and figure out what it was, just because it was like.
I love the ones that just go. I love the ones that just go full absurdity and just make you sitting there going, "What the fuck just happened?" And
It's happening.
One of my favorite ones is self-defense against fruit. That is such a fucking funny one. As always, everybody always remembers the Ministry of Silly Walks. There is... Oh God, there's like a whole series that I'm trying to think. The one about how to confuse your cat. There's so many good ones.
I found it. It was called Film Trailer.
Oh my God.
And it was like a voiceover guy, and he was like voicing over the pilots and like the gunners of like this ship. And he says, "Yes, coming to this cinema soon. When the pilot Jennifer has to choose between his secret love for Lewis, the hot-blooded bisexual navigator Andy, and the rear gunner who, though quite assertive with girls, tends to take a submissive role in his relationships with men." Like, what?
Yes.
I don't know why I laughed so hard at that, but I'm also like, okay, I get it. Grayson. No,
I was like saying like that's some Grayson energy. That's absolutely correct.
Oh God. Yeah.
Oof.
But yeah, I think Life of Brian is my favorite just because I loved the ending song is my favorite thing in the universe.
It's a very good one, yes.
The bright side of life.
Ba-da, ba-da, ba-da,
Da-da,
ba-da.
da-da. I don't know. I thought it was fun, and I just remember a lot of scenes from it. Like I remember he was doing the graffiti, and then the Roman soldier comes around and is like, your grammar's off.
I absolutely love, like, there was like that whole bit, like I think my favorite behind the scenes was the whole scene where he's like trying so hard to make one of the Roman guards laugh, and he was just like,
biggest dickus.
Yes. And just kept like in the entire, like I remember listening to like a behind the scenes thing, and basically it was so funny because they were told no matter what they could not laugh.
And this guy was just that if
they laughed that they would be fired or something for the day. So for some reason that made it 10 times funnier. Which, in all fairness, yes, I absolutely would laugh in that scenario. Hey, if you laugh during the scene and you screw up the actor, you're being fired for the day. Me, well, fuck it.
I'm looking at my guideline quotes now. It's only proper that as we spiral more into the evening that we started talking about lunacy, and what better way to do that was with
Yes.
the Monty Python. Spanish Inquisition's a classic.
Nobody expects.
I think one of the reasons the Holy Grail is so quotable, or is so popular, is because it's so quotable.
Yeah, pretty much.
Like the entire song and dance sequence for the Round Table, like Camelot, is great. Did you ever watch Spamalot?
I did not know.
The musical?
I never watched Spamalot. I'm ashamed to say so.
I may or may not have watched the bootleg version on YouTube.
It's the best way to watch any kind of musical.
They had Tim Curry as King Arthur.
Oh my god, I need it.
Oh god, it was so good.
Okay, I got them.
You got them?
I got them. I did it.
Not the Messiah. He's a very naughty boy.
I drew 2 magical witches. Because I wanted to.
So cute. Would you consider Phoebus like a magic user?
Yes, absolutely.
Oh boy.
What is happening here? Oh, Tabitha sent me like a million Monty Python sketches to list off.
Oh, great!
God,
fantastic.
Bless you. I love this woman. Love it. The Piranha Bros, the Killing Joke, the Dead Parrot. I love the Dead Parrot sketch. You haven't nailed to the perch. Oh god, I love that sketch. It's so good. Okay, we're being silly now.
I'm okay with this because we're continue. Probably.
For sure, we will continue this for another 3 hours, no doubt. Also, Lynn, Prince Caspian was posted for you in the.
Oh, I need to see.
As of 10:42 p.m. yesterday.
Oh, whoops. Let me see. Where did I?
It's
where
in
can I see
Demiplanes.
it?
It's in Demiplanes, on the Discord.
Which one?
Demiplanes channel.
Oh, well, I went which server?
Yes.
He needs to look more pissed off. he needs to be grimed up a bit. But yes.
Yes. So we're almost there.
Almost. He just needs to get like a boot to the face a couple times and maybe kill his parents. And then he'll be good.
Fair.
Yes.
Oh, what is happening? Smudge. Oh yes, there it is. I figured out the smudge.
Great. Well, like I was using, it was the smudge tool where you just have like the smudge all the way up. But you've got the spacing, I think, on too.
I do. Ah, god damn it. What? There it is. Found it.
Yes.
Oh, it's
That
beautiful.
blur though.
Oh god, what is happening?
It blurs it, so if you want it to be darker again, you have to make a new line. Like you have to remove your pen from the page.
I removed my pen from the page. Figuring this out. I'm figuring this out. It's trial and error.
You got this.
I don't.
I believe in you.
I don't have this. We're giving up entirely. It's too late for me to figure this out. Fuck it.
It's beautiful.
It's beautiful. There.
Aw. Perfect.
Adorable, cute, magical witches. This is our new anime lineup for the fall. Okay. All right.
We did it.
We did it.
Woo!
We did the thing. Some nonsense was said along the way.
A lot of the way, but that's
lot of the way.
fine. That's usually how it goes. I think people enjoy listening to us rant about random things.
I
because
certainly
yes,
hope so.
I think so. Let us know if you don't. I enjoyed talking about my childhood.
I'm so glad
And
you shared those wonderful stories with us.
I feel like there's a hint of sarcasm there.
No, not at all, actually. So, in very much sincerity, I enjoyed listening to your childhood and how you lived on a farm, and it was everything I wanted. We apparently were living opposite lives, and we wanted the other.
We're like the Parent Trap.
Oh my god. Lynn, can you please come over and pierce my ears?
I'll pierce them with what did she use? Like
It's like
a hot safety pin.
A hot safety pin and an ice cube.
Yep, that's it. I have like 8 piercings, so.
Oh my god. So you're
Let's go.
practically a professional. Let's do it.
I'm a professional at this. We got this.
I feel like that if we ever met at that young age, I feel like we would have for sure thought it would work.
Oh, for sure.
Like, yeah, let's do
I'm
it.
a werewolf.
Yes, I believe you. Bite me.
I would have probably bitten you and been
Oh
like,
my-
yes. Honestly, if we were kids, I could 100% see us, like, being in the woods, literally thinking, like, okay, we're a wolf pack now, so what's your role?
Holy
Like-
shit! You are not wrong.
Honestly, I think we could probably pull that off now.
Oh my god. What's your wolf pack role?
I would probably have been, like, the cautious one. Like, the healer one. The one that was, like, always watching out.
I'm glad you
I'd
have
be
your
the one
role
that-
ready.
I'd be the one who would be chaining you to a tree on a full moon.
You know what's funny about that?
What?
I had a childhood friend, I'll say loosely. This was a classmate in kindergarten who legit tied me to a tree at one point.
That's
then
friendship.
And then I was left there for recess, so, you know.
It happens.
It happens. Alright, we're getting a dip. We're getting a dip in
I-
viewership. It's time for us to go.
I will say I had like some bard in me when I was a child because I sent a kid to the hospital at elementary school because
Oh
I
my
convinced
God.
him to put rocks in his ears
Oh my
and they
god.
got stuck.
Charismatic.
Hey, you should totally do this.
Yeah, I would for sure be the fighter of the pack, I will say that. So I 100% have to be tied to the tree.
Yes.
Okay, guys.
So
Now that
we're
we
making
know-
our werewolf sonas when?
Yes, we're going to be making our werewolf sona soon. Actually, Halloween's coming up, so yes. Actually, it
Oh,
is the
boy.
month of Halloween. It is the beginning of Halloween. Halloween is a 3-month-long journey.
Oh my god,
So
I'm excited for
start
Halloween now.
Oh god, Halloween's gonna be so fantastic. Spooky times. Let's just like do like a whole like spooky movie marathon on Halloween.
Yes.
Yes, let's do it. And we'll all
Like
dress
dumb
up.
spooky
We'll all
movie.
dress up and have like a bunch of candy and shit. I'm actually getting ideas for Halloween, so I'll share them with you later because
Yes.
I
I have questions I need to ask you about a certain Halloween movie.
Okay.
We'll discuss that later
Oh.
during the Halloween episode.
Yeah. Oh my god, we got a plan for a Halloween
Episode-
episode. We're gonna do it. It's gonna happen.
We're gonna do it.
Oh my god.
Okay.
Hold on. Actually, I want to look at my calendar real quick.
Oh boy.
Don't mind me. Don't mind me. Lynn, Halloween's on a Saturday.
We're probably gonna have to be quarantined anyway.
Halloween's on a Saturday. This is... Yes.
This is wonderful news.
This is wonderful news. It's the stars have aligned.
Finally.
Finally. Our time has come. We gotta plan a Halloween episode. Holy shit. Okay, guys.
Anyway.
So, thank you all for... Everybody's signing us off now, so we better leave.
Yes.
So, thank you guys for watching. This has been a fun, dare I say magical, journey.
we had a magical moment into childhood movies that
It's a
involved
Saturday-
magic very loosely.
As my witchy friends have confirmed, it's a Saturday and a full moon. Lynn, we're going to
Excellent.
confirm whether or not you're a werewolf.
Oh no.
I swear, if you say you have plans on that Saturday, I'm going to suspect something.
I got plans, bro. Whoops.
And I'm going to be a little offended.
We'll be at our most feral.
Oh my god. Lynn's just going to be doing zoomies in the living room.
Tiny zoomies.
Tiny zoomies, just hear a little...
Yeah. Or do what my dog does when he gets excited, where he just kind of spins in a circle.
Yes.
Like if I get his leash and he's like ready to go outside, he'll like do like a really happy, excited circle.
See, I feel like I'm aligned in Champ's energy that if I pick up his leash and take him out and go to take him outside, he does this thing where he like fully braces the floor first and then jumps up.
I love it when dogs do that, where they like freak like the brace.
He just braces
like, yes.
just braces himself on the ground,
And
does like
they-
a whole butt wiggle, and he just like fucking goes completely hog wild. It's hilarious.
Or my favorite is where they brace and then they go forward at such a speed it throws their head back.
Yes. Champ's always throwing his head
Also-
back.
Also, we have Whiskey on a harness, like
Yes.
instead of like a collar because he's small. So we put him in a harness, and like it's gotten to a point where like I get the harness and I bend down to put him in it, and he'll like sit there and like lift his paw up because because he wants it on. I'm like, oh, you precious baby.
Champ has to wear a harness because I can't walk him on a collar because he likes to pull and choke himself.
That's why I put him on a harness. So I get it.
Yeah, they're dumbasses. Anyway, so
We keep segueing way off topic. Anyway,
it's time for bed. We got to put you back in your matchbox now.
yes. You know very well we're gonna be talking for the next like 3 hours on dumb shit.
God, absolutely. So, thank you guys for watching. We had fun talking about magic, witches, wizards, sorcerers, etc., etc. You know, as always,
For a good chunk of the time.
for a good chunk of the time, and then we just segued off into like nostalgia and childhood stories, and hopefully you guys enjoyed all of that. As we appreciate every time you're here to witness us in our full ferocity as we're just talking about anything and everything while we do art. So yeah, thank you guys as always for supporting us and being cool bros, hanging out with us on the Discord. If you're not already on the Discord, you should check out our Patreon, where you can get access to our Discord for subscribing for as little as $1 a month. And at the same time, you can be supporting the webcomic Alistair as we release him on his journey. God, that sounded so fucking cryptic.
Release him.
We're releasing Alistair.
Release the Alistair.
Oh God, he just does a full body brace on the floor and sprints into the door.
Yeah. That's probably that was honestly probably his reaction when you know Sister Sarah said you're ready to be knighted.
You're ready to be like, oh my God. He's a full gold retriever.
Yes. He's a good boy.
So Werewolf Alistair's just a golden retriever. Got it. So,
Yes.
all right, guys.
He's Mr. Peanut Butter.
Oh, he's Mr. Peanut Butter. That's oh my God, he does remind me of Mr. Peanut Butter.
Anyway.
All right, we're going to bed now. So thank you guys. As always, hang loose and stay righteous.
Thanks for being here.
Thanks for being here. See you next time. Bye.
Bye.